I'm not late. What are you talking about? I'm right on time. How's it going, everybody? What's up? Got Joe Mama, got Other Vincent, Ben Scott. Uh, I always mispronounce your name. A, it's like Akai. Is that right? Akai the creator. I don't think I'm gonna be able to play your demo in this stream, but maybe on Saturday we could play some more indie games from the community. So if you're willing to wait till Saturday, then I could play your game then. Just try to remind me or send me a DM or something. I don't know. When it's closer to Saturday, obviously that'll be a lot better. But yeah, how's it going, everybody? What are y'all up to? All hanging out, chilling. You're just now online. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I've been online for this whole time. Hey, Nice Creeper, what's going on? Ben Scott. What are you guys doing? Look at this game. Why would you play this game when you can... I've done this in real life. Why would I play this? What? Who would play this? You could just go to the local supermarket and get a job there and then play it in real life and actually get money from it. You could play this game in real life and make money instead of spending money to play it and then playing it like and not getting anything out of it. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. Art with Artindi. Maybe we'll probably be doing a little bit of art today. We're going to be making some Destructibles for the game. It's going to look like instead of looking like this where nothing breaks. Hang on, I said this too soon. Instead of looking like this where when you kill something they just disappear, we're going to make it look a little bit more impressive, more cool, something more enjoyable and satisfying to look at. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be yet. Still got that cough. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be yet. Maybe we'll just take the sprites that already exist, break them into pieces, and throw them on the floor. And then have them fade away after a while? Or should we just have them persist? Just have like things to make the game laggy. We should probably have them fade after a while. But we could initially have them start out as like... what are they called? Rigid bodies, so they bounce around a little bit. So if you hit them and they go flying back, they'll bounce off of walls or whatever. That could be pretty cool. And then they fade after just a little bit, like they'll... Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Do you make a crate and a cardboard box? Oh, yeah, like maybe some barrels or something. Or yeah, that'd be cool. Something just like collateral sitting in the room that we hit and then it busts into pieces. And skulls, ceramic pots. Yes, we'll do ceramic pots. And then like only 5% of them will actually have something useful in them. But you still want to break every single ceramic pot just in case. It's like gambling. It's like, no, I know I want to finish this dungeon, but I gotta go finish smashing all these pots just in case there's something good. But then there never is. Help the real Vincent. Hit the like button. Yeah. Poor Other Vincent. I haven't even seen him. Make it a 1%. Yeah, 1% chance. Make it like almost like half of 1%. Wait, this looks good now. Haven't you been watching the streams? Of course it looks good. It's looking so good. The lights made such a difference. It's like, yeah. I went and showed it to my wife after we added the lights. Oh, I died. After I added the lights, I showed it to my wife. I was like, hey, check it out. And she's like, what? I was like, look how good it looks. She's like, it still looks kind of dumb right here. And this is kind of, like, it's not very good here. And I was like, I was just showing off. I didn't need a critique. And she's like, oh, sorry. I mean, it looks so good. It's amazing. It looks great. And I was like, yeah, thanks. Okay, sure. Oh, well. But we're going to add some Destructibles. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do it, but we'll figure it out. Figure out here on stream. Just hanging out a little bit. Try to keep up with the chats, though. Remember how the game looked to start off with? Oh, yeah, it was horrible. It was so ugly. Because it was all just prototyping colors and shapes and like nothing. Like there was just nothing. Exactly like in Neoa. I haven't played it, though. But you know from experience. Add a shelf. Maybe. We'll add... we're not going to add too many Destructibles. I don't want the place to feel cluttered, but we might just add one or two. Maybe even just one, because it's really just just to add a little bit of life. We don't need to clutter. I mean, we kind of already made it look a little bit cluttered, but yeah, it does look good. This first room needs work as well, but that's not what we're doing today, because this just looks like a big fat mess. It's going to be something different. But, excuse me. I'm dying. Yeah, it looks so much better than what it did. And we do need to finish adding lights to everything too. So here's what I was thinking, is on each of the robots, when you hit them, they spawn a spark, which we can see in the code called spawn spark, and it creates it instantiates one of these guys, which is this scene right here. So we can bring it up, spark, and all that is a oh, it's actually a sprite. It's a sprite animation. Okay, interesting. And then I angle the sprite animation based on where the player is. I think that's all I have. Like when it spawns, I give it the angle. Let's go back here. I give it the angle of the player. Spawn spark, global position, look at player. Yeah. And so I animated the spark so that when the sprite looks at the player, which means, where is it? To the right. So the right side will face the player, then the animation looks appropriate. So that's how that works. So what I'm thinking is we just create a little animation to go with this that only triggers when it dies. Or we could make it just a separate animation. Although I don't know if it will work well. Maybe we want like custom animations for each bots, but that's a lot of work. I want something quick and easy. Do you guys have any hot ideas for that? I don't know. He becomes way too OP, way too quickly. In the game, that's the point. It's an inverted roguelike. Only one destructible? Cry face. Well, no, all the robots are destructible too, but like just static destructibles, probably just one, but we can, put it all around. Maybe two, just for variety's sake. Wow. Hi guys. Hey, Kool-Aid drinker. Welcome to the stream. Oh, he just type in Zom just in case he's here. I don't think he's here yet. If he shows up, he's not here yet. Give him time to read chat. You don't have to use like 74 different emojis. Like goodness, man. There's not that many. Underpowered. What? Is this a bot? Who? You guys. Anyway, any hot ideas for how to do Destructibles? We could watch a tutorial, but I kind of would like to figure it out myself. It seems like it's not that difficult of a thing to do. So, multiple ideas. Let's see. Maybe I'll open up a sprite so we can get that going. Does inverted roguelike mean you get weaker over time? Yes, exactly. So you'll start out with a bunch of powers, with all the powers actually, and then each time you complete a round, you get to select which ability you lose. So it's not completely roguelike because it's not 100% random. It's really mostly you. But you get to select which ability you lose, and so over time, you'll end up, the final round, you'll end up with being your weakest. You have almost no abilities at all, so should be cool. Anyway, let's do a sprite. Oh, what the heck? I just opened it? No, I opened it. We're good. I clicked it so fast it immediately turned to canceled and I didn't even see it. Who is the best one here, not including Artindi? By what metric? That's kind of vague. That makes sense. Hi guys, says Zom. Welcome, Zom. And don't say yourself. Again, by what metric? I don't know. Other Vincent, best at what? Yeah, exactly. Best in general? I mean, that's just too vague, and nobody really knows each other in chat. I mean, let's be honest. It's hard to gauge somebody just in their chat. Keep it. Let's see. We're gonna open a new one. New. We'll make it a 46. No, 64. My bad. That was backwards. 64 by 64. Nice big square. And then we're gonna open up some of the. Oh, I gotta go find it now, man. Is it cost in here somewhere? I'm sure I could just type it in. Oh, there it is. Cost, enemies. We'll start with the charger. Here's the charger artwork. Okay. Just 2 frames. The blade goes under the body. But what we could do is just literally take this and slice it into pieces, and then suddenly just spawn those pieces in as what are they called? Rigid bodies, right? Okay, so they're like the things that are affected by physics. So cut it into pieces, make those pieces rigid bodies, spawn them in, and then have them fling away in the direction away from the player, because that's how they would get hit. And then the pieces kind of just bounce around on the floor or something until they fade away. But that also sounds really hard. I'm wondering if I should just make it an animation, or I don't know. What do you guys think? Or should I make it something more general? Maybe we'll make it something more general. I'm gonna just copy this. We're gonna put it over in here. We're gonna use this, and I'm not sure. Actually, I'm becoming more sure as I go. Let's make it 32 by 32. We're gonna take this color and just draw a random shape. There. File, save as. And we're gonna put this in. We'll put it in enemies. We'll call this. Actually, we're making a new folder, and it should be an environment. Let's put it under environment. New folder. New folder. Destructibles. And we'll save it in here. Metal chunk. Make credit screen, please. Not quite yet. I wouldn't want to make the credit screen anyway until I actually know what's all the people who have contributed, you know. And that will be after the game's done, right? So the credit screen, like I'll make it so I can fill it and put all the names in, but then I won't actually put all the names in until the game's like totally done. Artindi, is there a screaming schedule? I kind of just scream when I want to. Is there a streaming schedule, or do you just stream sometimes? There's no official streaming schedule, but when I do stream on weekdays, it'll be at 2:30. And if I stream on the weekend, then it's just kind of random. You typically in the morning for me, so that'd be like 9 or 10 in the morning, sometimes 11. My time, of course, which is, you can see it on the screen here, probably. I just scream when I want to, mostly when I want ice cream. Okay, my cameo Easter egg. Have the word Vincent slide in from the left slide, and then a knife with the word other stabs it. That'd be interesting. See, but I don't know if any of these Easter eggs are gonna be animated or in the end credits. It would be the end screen. So when you either die or win, then the artwork that goes plastered across the whole screen hopefully is complex enough that I can Easter egg some of you guys in there. But we'll have to see. Hopefully, that's what the plan is. And whoever's here for the stream while I'm drawing that, then we'll see how many people we can Easter egg in. It's going to be very hidden though, so it won't be anything majorly big like a custom animation. But yeah. Anyway, okay, we got this saved in Godot, and then we're gonna just make a new scene, I guess. Let's close all these scenes we don't need. Don't need this one. Don't need this one. Don't need that one. Technically, I'm probably gonna need those actually, but too late. They're closed. Okay, new scene. Let's make this let's call it chunk. Rename it to, or not rename it. Change its type. Change type to a rigid body. And I don't work with rigid bodies a whole lot. I think they have a new name too, though. Actually, shoot. Let's see. What are they called now? Look up body. Maybe we'll bring it up. Body. Rigid body. Yeah, it's called rigid body. I just can't spell. Change to rigid body. Okay, and then it has to have a collision shape as a rigid body. So let's add that, which is apparently not here. Collision shape. And we need a sprite as well. Sprite. Okay, we'll plop that sprite in right here. Chunk, metal chunk. Oh. You know what? I wish that was an ease of life thing. I wish you could click this and while still dragging something, change tabs. But you can't. Because all the time I'll be looking at the nodes or something, and then I'll go to drag something in, and I just can't do it. And it's very frustrating because then I got to go put it back down. Because if I drop it in the scene, then it puts it in as a sprite, which is probably just the easiest way to do it. But still, sometimes I've already made the sprite and I want to drop it in right there, but this is open, and it happens more often than I'd like to admit. What are you guys all talking about? Just do it in the middle of the stab. Yeah. What about pause screen? I don't know if there will be much to the pause screen because well, I don't know. We'll see. The pause screen, most of the UI stuff I want to keep extremely simple. So the pause screen will probably just literally pause it, and then the options menu will come up because there won't be anything else for you to choose. You can't save your game. So it'll be pause screen with the ability to turn up or down the music and sound. That'll be it. What, you're in Godot? You're a Godot user? I'm Godot user too. I sure is, Monkey with a Mask. I sure is. Godot is awesome. Razorblade. And now I'm no longer thirsty. That's because you heard me drinking. Oh, because you drank an 8-ball of Coke? Yummy. Is this guy in the server? Other Vincent? I don't know if he is. How about graphics options? No, there won't be graphics options. It's not going to be that fancy of a game, honestly. It's going to be pretty lame and cheap. So the goal here is if your computer can't run the game, then you just need a new computer, because I'm going to try to keep it relatively low effort graphics-wise. I mean, look at this. It's not that much. I'm not even using shaders. There's no shaders in this. The biggest draw it's probably going to have is your CPU, because technically all the enemies in the whole run are already spawned. They don't become active as you come closer. They're less active while they're further away, but they're still technically there running in the background until you delete them. So I might need to change that just to improve performance, but I don't think it's going to even be that impactful. If your computer can't run this game, though, I'm just saying buy a new computer or save up or something, because it's going to be very low load. And screen sizes, yeah, too bad. I'm just going to do it at the default HD screen size, and then if you have a larger screen, then you'll have to play it in a window. That's how that's going to work. How to fail at how to fail at a game design. If people's computers can't run your game, they aren't worthy of playing your amazing game. Exactly. Yep. If there's a level editor, definitely add a parameter for enemy inactivity. That would be good. There is not a level editor, though. That would be a future update, but only if this game becomes insanely successful and the demand for it is just so high that I can't ignore it. So, yeah. Don't need that much detail. Never mind. You don't sound Polish. What's up, man? Nice voice. You Polish? Oh, I thought you were talking about like game polish, because that's what we were talking about. So many people have been making that joke because polish and Polish sound the same, or are spelled the same anyway. No, I'm not Polish. I'm not Polish, but I'm also not Polish. I am from the U.S., and I have heritage from Ireland, England, Japan, and Mexico. So I think Ireland and England. I'm pretty sure Ireland, but definitely Japan and Mexico for sure. Yep. Polish the Polish polish and Polishian. Yes. Will I get half the profit? We'll have to talk about it. We'll consider that in negotiations. You should make playtest builds for people to play, so when those people play, they come into the credits. Perhaps so. I'm still not sure what I'm going to be doing with playtesting. which is kind of silly because as I've been thinking about the how to fail at playtesting video, I've been like, man, I'm not doing any of this. Because one of the things that you do to fail at playtesting is make a playable build and then not have people like build your game all the way completely and then have people playtest, which is how you would fail. You'd want to, as soon as you have anything playable, have people playtesting. And this has been playable for a long time, and I've pretty much only ever had my wife play it. So yeah. I mean, there's a reason why I'm the one who makes the How to Fail series, is because I do it. Right? Oh, as in that way. I thought how to fail at playtesting as in the playtester. Oh, like how to fail as the playtester. Well, it is how to fail at developing indie game development. So yeah, it's not quite that. That would be funny though. That'd be like an extra layer of fail. I didn't even understand what the assignment was. How to fail at life. How to fail at I don't know. How to fail at coming up with something to fail at. Anyway, let's keep working on this. So I don't know if this is going to work 100%, but we're just doing a test. We're just throwing it in here real quick. Let's give it a collision shape. Somewhere here. Transform. That's not it. How do I give it the collision shape? Collision shape. There it is. Let's just do a circle shape, and we'll make the circle that big. That works. It's imperfect, but that's okay. Any chunks we do are just going to be something similar to that. And then we will give it some code. So let's save it first, and we'll keep it in environment under Destructibles. Chunk, save, and then we'll do, what are we doing? We're adding a script. Create. Okay, and this isn't chunk as in like loading chunks. Most people name things chunk when they're doing like terrain generation, but this is chunk as in like it's a chunk of metal. I'm not a game dev, but watching your How to Fail videos made me keep thinking about game features in my free time for some reason. It's actually really interesting. Once you like think about game development, and then like the next game you play, you sometimes notice those things. It's really weird. Like I learned a lot about the process of making certain sprites or even assets, like 3D assets. And then I was playing something. It was like Skyrim or something. I was playing some little game, and I looked down and there's like some crumpled piece of garbage cloth on the ground, and it was just like a bit of garbage on the ground. And I looked at it for a second and I was like, dang, somebody probably spent like 3 days making that, and then people probably don't even look at it as they run through this level. So it's kind of funny to think about, but I wouldn't have noticed that unless I'd been thinking about game development and learning game development. I can't read. I thought this was Blender Monkey for a second. Blender Monkey. I don't know who Blender Monkey is, but if he's a cool dude, I'll take the compliment. OMG, I'm so dumb. I just had the stupidest bug I've ever had. I'm sorry about that. Bugs are dumb. Hey, it's Stay Real. What's up? Glad you could make it. He did the wrong watermelon, though. But then he repented and did the right one. There we go. That's better. The guy below me is me. Yay. Wow, that was good timing. You had to probably type yay real fast. Watermelon. Anyway. Let's see if we can make this work. And I know I was trying to make these streams so that we wouldn't have to watch code, but here we go. We're gonna watch some code. I actually don't know what kind of code I need to put in here because I need to give it a what's it called? I think I might could just give it right here. Collision input, collision. Nope. Transform. There's something here. Angular. Yeah. So I can give it a velocity, an initial velocity, to make it move. And what we're going to do is make it move this way. So we need to make it move -x. So its initial velocity is going to be negative, I don't know, 50. We'll do 100. And then we can see how much that is and balance it afterward. But then we also are going to dampen it. No, it's fine. Damp mode. I don't know what these are. Let's see. If we hover, will it tell me? Define how linear damp is applied. See damp mode for possible values. Combine. In this mode, the body's dampening value is added to any value set in areas or the default value. Wow, that went right over my head. Replace. In this mode, the body's damping value replaces any value set in areas or the default. I did not understand that at all. But we're going to set the dampening to like 5 and see what that does. I don't know if that's what we're going to want or what. And if it's possible, all we're going to have to do is when it's ready, we'll make it face the player, which we can then go get that code from the charger. Because I can't remember how to put it in here. Ain't nobody going to remember that. Wait, look, it's right there. Let's just look at and then plop it in. There we go. That's probably all I need. I think I just need it to make it face the player initially. And right as it spawns, it's going to be moving this direction. That's the hope. But then we'll also need to give it a little bit of spin. Let's do like 16. And we'll go 2. I have no idea if these values are accurate, but we can adjust it later. That's how game dev works. You just throw something at the wall, see how it looks, and then adjust it a little bit. 3D iCast snorting Coca-Cola. Ew, that would hurt. Will Smith bad happen. Oh, I thought you said Will Smith. Will Smith bad happen if I leave? Yes, Will Smith bad will happen if you leave. Please don't subject me to Will Smith bad. Will something bad happen if I leave? Maybe. Like Will Smith might show up and slap me or something. You will get haunted. I will disappear in 4 minutes. Oh no. Dun dun dun. Scared face. Hello. Alien face. Legs milk or leg milk. Milk legs. I can't choose. I'm allergic to milk, so neither, I guess. 2 minutes now. 2 minutes. Oh, till you gotta leave. Goodbye, Vincent. Or my bad. Other Vincent. Will Smith bad? Maybe he's just misunderstood. It could be. Maybe we just don't quite understand him. Okay, let's try this. Let's give this a try. So what we're gonna want to do is when it dies, and we're gonna spawn the chunk. Spawn the chunk. But first we gotta make this. So this will give us access to the things that we need to. Why did I write edge? Weird. Chunk equals preload. That's interesting that while I was talking, I didn't just type what I was thinking. I literally typed a word, and the word had nothing to do with anything. Brain rotted chat. Because if they're talking about Will Smith, this is a sophisticated conversation. Or are you talking about the milk stuff? Makes sense. You don't have proper background from EU, so you allergic to milk. Hold my horses. Isn't it 3 p.m. or 3 a.m. for that? Right now it is, yeah, it's 3 p.m. Yep. Also, stop telling people that I'm going on a hot date. I mean, maybe you are. Could it be a lie? Nope. Noom stuff. You are incorrect. I don't know where the word came from. Honestly, I have no idea. That's so weird. Anyway, see you cuties later. I'm gonna leave. I'll catch you later. Solitary elite. Brain rot chat. Skibbity. Oh, now it is. When did edge? The word edge. I didn't say edging. I said edge. When did that become just? Yeah, that's brain rot. 1 p.m. 1 minute left. Hey people, what's up, Captain Blood? How's it going, Luca? Other Vincent, monkey with a mask. No, the brain OT. It's spreading. The brainer OT. It's spreading. What? Okay, I need to find this. Let's go to chunk, and then we just click on it. There's the location in the files, and we'll plop it in right here. Plopped. Chat is especially immature today for whatever reason. Yeah, come on, guys, pull yourselves together. No, really, do try to keep the chat family friendly. We're a Christian channel here. I just decided. Y'all's need Jesus. But no, actually, seriously, do keep immature. Well, not immature. You can sometimes be immature, but even then, keep it not icky. How about that? Some words have been scarred forever. It's true. Do the pop again. It makes a perfect stock pop sound like this. That one wasn't so good. A little bit. I could hear a little bit in my throat. How's that? Do I do that a lot? That's the second time someone's mentioned it. I guess just while I'm talking, I just every once in a while? Or was it a different pop like that one? I do that one a lot. You guys are distracting me. Holy cow. All right, let's get this in here. We're basically just going to copy paste this. But then we're going to change everything to chunk instead of spark. But we don't need an additional camera shake. And this is going to be called spawn chunk. Okay, chunk. There. Except I don't need this line because as soon as it spawns, it should line up appropriately. Did I not name that? Oh, I named it Chuck. What am I doing? Need an N. Chunk. And no C. There we go. I should have left it as Chuck. That'd be funny. Any minute now. Water on the hill. See how I read that? I didn't read it as pop. I read it as... He's the guy who created the stock pop sound effects. Give him recognition. Please bow before me. It's not that good. Is it that good? It's not that good. Quit trying to make my head big. Alright. Spawn chunk. Getting this chunk spawned. But we want to spawn this chunk when the enemy dies. So we're going to go to... somewhere. There's a code to kill it. There it is. Die. So if health is less than 1, wait 0.3 seconds and then die. So what we're going to do is we're going to spawn the chunk right here. So we're going to call spawn chunk. And we'll see what happens there. Also, we need to add a timer to the chunk. Add child node. Timer. As soon as this thing is spawned, we're going to give it 3 seconds. And then when the timer goes out, we're going to delete it. Queue free. We'll see what that looks like. We'll probably give it something more better looking, like a fade out or something. As a professional popper myself, your popping is about average. Oh, I appreciate it. At least I'm about average. I'd hate to be below average, so that makes me feel better about my pop. I gotta go to bed or I'll miss my train to my hometown. Or rather home barely city, but I want to stay with you on the stream, people. But I mean, you can't miss your train. That'd be cool though, to live in a place where it's like I gotta catch a train. But I've never ridden on a train. Legit, like I don't think I ever have. Yeah, I never have. Never ridden on a train. I've ridden on a bus, but I mean everybody rides on a bus at some point or another, right? I don't know anybody who hasn't ridden on a bus. But I've never ridden on a train. I've been on a plane, but never a train. That'd be cool to try sometime. It's probably really boring, but who knows? Why are you streaming at 0 a.m.? Well, because time zones, I guess. Why are you living in a place where it is 0 a.m. right now? Huh? Answer me that. Other Vincent, send me your popping mixtape right now. That's what I thought. Yep, no trains where I live. There are trains, but they just carry stuff. They don't carry people. People don't travel in trains where I am. They just move around lots of, I don't know, fuel probably, or garbage, wood, I don't know. I don't know what they move around. I've never stopped to ask them. I've had to like be on the road and then a train stops in front of me and then I have to wait 20 minutes for the train to pass and then I'm late for work and I'm like, hey, a train passed in front of me and I had to stop. And they're like, yeah, but you should plan for that and leave even earlier. And I'm like, 20 minutes earlier? Like, really? American trains are washed. American trains can be pretty cool. People do graffiti all over them. So sometimes a cool one will go by. A lot of times the graffiti is weak because it's just some like lame high schooler, some lame high schooler with a single spray can and they wrote like, I don't know, a shape. Maybe it's words. Yeah, their graffiti is pretty stupid. But sometimes you get some really dope graffiti that comes through on a train. Anyway, you guys are the worst. Let's get back to work here. Let's see if it works. I mean, the code's in place. Let's try it out. Let's go find it. Let's do it. Let's do it in test. That'll be easier. Look, I already got a charger here and everything. Oh, and it's right on me. Well, I mean, it did spawn, and it spawned in the right spot. But it felt like it had gravity. So maybe we need to turn off the gravity on the chunk. Let's see. Chunk. Has there gravity? Constant forces. Nope. Deactivation, collision, transform, visibility, ordering, texture, material. Mass. Physics, material, override. Gravity scale, 0. Let's try that now. Oh wait, wrong scene. Wrong scene. Watching this whilst making sound effects. Nice. Are you making a pop sound effect? I can help you out. They say, the legend has it that my pop is at least average. Opened the freezer and found a beautiful ice cream box. Opened it and it was kale. Ah, lame. I mean, at least it's something. It could have been empty, but that's kind of lame. It's kind of like opening one of those cooking containers and then finding it's just a bunch of sewing supplies. What's weird is when you open one of those and there's actual cookies in there. I know there's memes of that, but like it's legit. That's because it's an actual thing. What am I doing? I'm testing. This is why I shouldn't stream because it's so distracting. Okay, hey, look, it worked. I don't think it went in the right direction. So what we're gonna do, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a thing. I wonder if I do need to before I give it its push, right? Where is that? The linear, right? Before I actually push it in this direction. But let's change this to a negative 1000 so we can actually like really see what we're doing here and test it out. Let's see how much this impacts it and which direction it'll send it. Okay, that did send it away from the player. Let's try it again, but on the other side to make sure it's not like it is traveling in the right direction. Nope. So I need to make it face the correct direction before it's all the way spawned, which I think I can do right here on the charger itself. So we'll take this, put that back in, name it chunk, and then in the chunk we'll just comment this out because maybe we'll need it later, and then try it again, and then hopefully it's facing in the right direction before it flies back. Let's try it. No, that didn't work either. Well, shoot. After that, I said a slur and changed clothes. I live in a very small town, so what story is this? Open the free... Oh, when you found kale in your ice cream box. I said a slur and changed clothes. I live in a very small town, so I needed to go into the neighborhood town. A bigger one, but only with 2 working shops. It looks like watching this while I'm making a short because I haven't uploaded, and my viewers are on YouTuber now. What? Oh, there was at least one above average pop in there. Oh, well, at least I'll take it. I'll take it. Is that a Sran and a Surayan? What on the floor? A stain. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's stains on the floor. I don't think there's any in the test area. Is there test area stains? Oh, there's cracks. There's cracks in the floor. Those are cracks. But there are stains in the normal course here. Kind of like oil stains or something. Or just water stains. Who knows? Who knows? They're little stains. We did add some like lighting to them, but it looked a little weird. So we removed them. It looks pretty fine like that. Did you see that? Like the sprite went... I think... Oh, because of its collision layer. Let's fix that before we go too far. Let's give it just a weird collision layer. We're going to put it on 14. Because I know nothing's on that. That's not the way to do it. You should probably actually like name them. I think they're named too. Yeah, I do. So we got player body, enemy detection, enemy bodies, and then just layer 4. So there's probably nothing on layer 4. But just to be sure, I'll put on 14 just so we can really mess ourselves up later. Can you just do velocity equals player.global position minus global position? Probably. Let's try that out. I'm gonna copy paste that right in here. Is that all I would need? Would I just put that in process like this? Oh, but I'd have to like give it a velocity process, wouldn't I? I don't know if it'd work unless I add a bit more than just that line of code. Velocity equals player global position minus its own global position. And does that do the math? That's all the math that I need, right? Player global position minus global. Oh wait, this is supposed to be global position, right? And same here. Velocity equals player dot global position minus global position, which is actually this. And then the self global position, right? But then I'd have to do the movement code, which I don't know if that comes in. I don't know if in Godot 4 it does that. Excuse me. And this was apparently not working. Maybe it doesn't care. Oh, it wouldn't care, would it? No, it should. If I tell it to look at, then the whole chunk would look at it, right? So actually getting mad, I went to my good friend living in this town. I came to his house to see paper saying, went to grandparents. I was actually about to flip my, well, really? You went to visit him and he was gone. Probably should have sent a text before. Missed a few streams and the game already is playable and even nice. Nice! That was the goal. It has always been playable actually, but now it's starting to look really good. The thing that appears when you kill the Romba looking thing. Yes. Is that a stain on the floor? The thing that appears when you kill the Roomba looking thing? No, there's no. Oh, this thing? This is just supposed to be like a metal chunk that appears, make it destructible, you know. But right now there's no stain on the floor. Hi. Hey, Surge GR. How's it going? Light mode and dark mode both have a place in my life. It's complicated. Actually, that's pretty true. Missed a few streams. And oh, no, I already read that. It's pretty true, actually. There's a few programs. I can't remember which ones they are, but I use them in light mode. I think A-Sprite is one of them. There is a dark mode. I don't even know how to turn it on because I've never bothered to turn it on. But I've seen people use it in dark mode, and I'm like, whoa, weird. But I kind of like it in light mode. It makes it feel like, hey, I'm doing art. Light. I don't know. But everything else, most everything else I use in dark mode. I used to use YouTube in light mode for a long time, but several years back I switched to dark mode and kept it that way. Hey, I remember the bear game idea I was talking about some time ago in the stream? Well, it seems my computer can't handle so many 3D trees, so I had to scrap the idea and start anew. Darn. Oops. The loot, I use A-Sprite in dark mode. Yeah. Yeah, and maybe you're one of the people I've seen using it in dark mode. You and Jackie Codes both. Oh, and I think Fairly uses it in dark mode too, but then I'm not 100% sure. I know Jackie Codes does. Pretty sure, if I remember right. You and somebody else. I can't remember who. Wow, I just drank from the wrong bottle. That was warm water. Ugh. I need cold water. Preference slash theme there. Yeah, and Godot doesn't come default this color. I made it look like this. Normally it's like this blue, this kind of blue color, which is close enough to dark mode, but I wanted to be cool, so I made it look like this. And now I'm used to it like this. When I see it in the normal blue, I'm like, whoa, weird. How to feel like making indie games, part 0, choosing hardware. That's more like part 2. Oh, well, that's probably part 0. Choosing hardware. Oh, I thought you meant software. Yeah, choosing hardware, that's probably part 0. I mean, you got to have something to make an indie game. Although, at the same time, you don't need to. You could come up with your idea for a game without even having any hardware at all. So, a thing to think about. Okay, how do we fix this? I don't know how to, I don't know if I can bug fix while streaming. That's the thing. How do I make this thing work? I'm just going to comment that out. Potentially that's what I need. Maybe I just need to make this a kinematic body as well instead of a rigid body. But the idea with the rigid bodies is they're supposed to be easier because you can just apply force. Getting angles, though, has always been hard for me in Godot because I'm not a math major. I don't really know math stuff, but it shouldn't be too hard. I should just be able to make it face a certain direction and then move in that direction. That's what I think, but then it didn't work. And of course it didn't work. Very angry, I went back to the first shop and decided that I will rob it. Back then, I was kleptomaniac, so I left my bike and looked behind the shop to find something. I was lucky as the door was open. This guy's telling like an epic story of epicness. I'm wondering how it's gonna. Are you writing this from like the Wi-Fi in a jail right now? With the Mask U5, it says position. By the way, oh well, it's still not gonna work. So I don't. Velocity isn't declared, and I'm not applying velocity to anything in chunk. And I'm not sure how either because this is Godot 4, and this is the first time I'm using rigid bodies in Godot 4, so I'm not 100% sure. And I didn't even use very many rigid bodies in Godot 3 to begin with, so yeah. Maybe that's the problem for your PC. By the way, I'm still here. Heard that with trains, unthinkable, because you always travel with trains where I live. Unless you use a car, I'm listening, just busy doing something different in the background. Oh, that's fine. So trains are the normal thing where you're at. Here, it's cars. Some countries, like motorcycles are the way to go. Others, I guess, trains. Buses are really popular in a lot of places, but even then, where I live, there's not very many buses. You only ride on a bus when you got to go really far. And we're talking like travel for 3 hours far, like non-stop bus ride for 3 hours. Otherwise, you could just drive, because it'd be an hour, maybe 2 hours away if you really got somewhere far to go. But yeah, middle of nowhere, popping in to say hi. Have a good stream, everyone. Thanks, Alexo. Mike with the Mask, yeah, that's what I figured. Recommended specs are these. Only indoor games for now, so they need less computer strength. Hi, I love your videos. They always make me laugh. Well, good to hear. I don't know why they make you laugh, though. I was being totally serious in every single one of them. Just kidding. Well, cars are normal, or avpin, which is buses and trains. Aha. Yeah, there's cars pretty much everywhere. I know in some South American countries, the preferred mode of transportation is motorcycle, but people still have cars. But because motorcycles are, and mopeds, because they're just more affordable, and depending on what city you live in, they're a lot easier to use in general. Like you can navigate through tighter roads and stuff, and you can store them inside your house to prevent theft. Then motorcycles are the preferred. In Ukraine, it's 90% trains. We even have 15-minute train rides between places, a fragment of a route. That's interesting. It's yeah, that's weird. Weird. I looked around and finally found some ice cream, took it, and quickly went back to my town, ready for ice cream. But it was so stupid that I keep it in a bag, and it melted with depression. I continued, melted then with depression. You're like, I'm going to steal some ice cream, then it melts. Dang it, all for nothing. Here in the Netherlands, everyone is a cyclist. That's interesting. Like actual bicycles. Boy, everything's got to be close together to pull that off. That'd be exhausting. Okay, we have cyclists too. Motorcycles exist. And well, I guess if we're talking about motorcycles, cyclists too, of course, but not so many use it, I'd say. Yeah. Like in South America, the most popular, like there's just motorcycles everywhere in certain countries down there. It's like, and then every once in a while you see a car. Where I live, yeah, you see motorcycles, but you mostly just see cars, and then every once in a while you'd get a motorcycle that you see. In fact, it's dangerous to ride motorcycles where I live, especially because people don't expect motorcycles, and so they'll look down the road before pulling out and be like, oh, there's nobody there, because they're expecting to see a car, and they just overlook the motorcycle because it's smaller, and then they pull out and run into the motorcycle, or the motorcycle runs into them. And so There's extra effort has been put forward to help people remember that every once in a while they might see a motorcycle. We used to have really good bike infrastructure in the Netherlands. Nice. And from that day, whenever I eat ice cream, I only eat it on a cone, or in a cone, or on a stick. Nice. What a story. What a story. And a flat country. Yes. Wait, Grandma, maybe Godot is an option for you then? Source, Gur, maybe Godot is an option for you then. Oh, you're talking to somebody. I see. I must have missed it. I wasted. Let's see. I did miss it. I wasted like a week concepting and learning how to make the landscape and procedural trees, and then had to scrap it all. Thankfully, it's a learning experience. I should actually make it so that the chat like appears on my screen somehow, but that'd be hard because if I got this up, it's just gonna look stupid. I don't know. We'll figure it out someday. Maybe I'll do that when I decide to be a good streamer. And when I remember to actually play music, I forgot. Let's get some Fairly music going. Let's see. What was it again? Free copyright free game music. And then the one I want doesn't appear. Why? Why doesn't it appear? Gotta go to my history. Search history. Game music. Wow, I got a lot of not what I'm looking for. I listen to a lot of music on YouTube. Holy cow. Nintendo. If only I could spell Nintendo. Nintendo. Nope. Why is this so hard? Okay, I'm gonna find it. It's gonna be here somewhere. We listened to it just last Friday. Shouldn't be that far. I mean, I do watch a lot of YouTube. But still, I can just scroll. I'm sure I'll find it here. Enjoy looking at my boring screen full of code while I scroll here until there it is. There we go. I had to like bookmark it. Okay, let's start it over. And turn it down. I don't think I'm gonna be able to play your demo. Okay, that was me. And we're back. Rob said hi. Well, hi, Rob. Why didn't you say hi yourself? What the heck? Or did you just come from Steam, from Get Discord? And we're trying to put trains in big cities underground and make high priority infrastructure elements. It's a weird country scale spending as if we'd have subway as everywhere. Yes. I'd like to ride the subway one day. It sounds questionable, especially like the places where they have them, and it's like a big city, and someone will probably murder you on the subway. But this would be fun to try out one time. Why is there that heart emoji button? Actually, I've ridden something like on a subway. It was on an airport though. It's one of those like little tram things, you know. It's close enough to a subway. Had to join because I don't want to get chopped by an axe. Dun dun dun. All right, bye people. Wait, I had an idea for the game. What's your idea? I'd love to hear it. Am I on time? No, you are very late. You're about an hour late. That's okay. Better late than never. Maybe instead of velocity equal use apply force. Oh, apply force. That might could work. But in what direction? Does that still work here? I gotta look it up, man. I don't want to look stuff up. Not in a stream anyway. I mean, I could. This seems like off-camera mining kind of thing I should be doing. And then instead of player global position minus player global position plus. So plus should be here. Is that what you're saying? Plus the global position. Okay, and this you're saying this should be velocity equals use apply force. Oh, I just do use apply force. Use what is it? Apply force. Here, let's look at that. This is kind of cool. If you go to a thing, you can open documentation, and you can read the documentation in Godot. You don't have to like go to the documentation website. Kind of cool. But we need, is it use apply force in here somewhere? Apply impulse. Maybe that's what I need. Apply impulse. Give it a vector 2. The impulse is a vector 2. The position is a vector 2. See, but what would I actually put in there to make that work? Or apply force. Vector 2, vector 2. It's got to be one of the two that you suggested, right? We could try that. Let's see. Apply force. And then we're saying we would put in this one. And then like that, right? Right? Is that what I'm doing? If what you make weird, gravity / different camera angle, like the player walking on a wall climbing Battletoads style following segment of the map. I don't know what you were talking about at all right there. Let me read it again so I can I'll give it a try. I was about to like just give up and be like, oh, yep, sure thing, buddy. Let's see. What if you make weird gravity / different camera angles, like the player walked on a wall climbing Battletoads style? I don't know Battletoads, but you're saying like wall running sort of thing, or wall climbing? Segments of the map. That would be cool, but it also sounds like scope creep. Potentially, like if the game is successful, if it's doing well, I could add updates. So that would be a thing. Different sections of the maps would be like a bit more variety in the map generation would be cool, but something to add after the game is polished and done, after the goal is achieved. But right now, I feel like we can't really add too much. Battletoads is a vertical level with falling motion only. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look it up. A vertical level, or is it a game, Battletoads? Crazy. I was crazy once. Crazy. They locked me in a room. Uh-oh. A rubber room. I was crazy once. What a line. Okay, I guess we could try this out. We'll see what happens. I don't know if any force is going to be applied. Will it work? Let's give it a try. Why not? Let's find out. Let's see what happens. We'll just play around with this code. You know what would be cool is if it just worked perfectly. What? What is going on? Where are you going? And it's gone. What was that? That was so weird. Okay, let's try it from the side. What? There it goes. What is it doing? Apply force. Applies a position force to the body. A force is time dependent and meant to be applied to every physics update. Position is the offset from the body origin in global coordinates. What? Apply impulse. Applies a positioned impulse to the body. An impulse on time is time independent. Applying an impulse every frame will result in a frame rate dependent force. For this reason, it should be used when simulating one-time impact. Maybe we should do that one. Let's try that one. Course test. Where am I going? Chunk. Let's try that one. Let's try apply impulse. Because we're impulsive, so let's do that one. Test. Ah, yes. Spin. Let's go to this side. Boom. What? It's gone. Maybe I shouldn't have it be set to 1,000. Oh wait, this doesn't have anything to do with it. But maybe it does. Maybe I need to turn that off. Let's reset all these to... Well, we can leave angular velocity on. Let's try this. Except, let's change this to like 1. We'll give it like hardly any spin. We should probably just turn it off, but we'll leave it like that. Okay, now let's find out what happens. Do you see it just like disappear? What the heck? Let's do it from this direction. Oh, it just shoots that way. So I think we have a problem now with the global position and a global position. But let's check it out and see what it says. Applies let's see. Applies a positioned impulse to the body. What if I swapped their position? Will that make a difference? Probably not. Position is the offset from the body origin in global coordinates. What? Are you breaking and entering someone's home and fighting their roommate in this game? You know, if you think about it, that could be accurate. Maybe. If you look at it from the right way. The fraction is really fractioning today. Yeah. Only a frac enter tree. Only in function enter tree. I never finished Vantage games. Ah, yes, the floor is made out of floor. Yes, that's. I think we've had this discussion. Do apply force, but then in func enter tree. What is that? These are smarter people than me trying to help me out here. What's func enter tree? Enter tree. Oh, so not in process? Oh, because it's a one-time thing. That, duh. So I should put it like, I could put it up like in ready, right? I knew this stuff. I'm going to put pass down here just in case I need it. But we'll remove this. That makes me feel really stupid. You guys are like, dude, it's a one-time. It's impulse. You change it to impulse. My bad. So basically the idea was in like there being a vertical level or something. Okay, I missed it. I was reading a chat while I hit the thing. Let's try again. Well, I mean, boy, that really just took off. I think it's because there's no dampening. Maybe we need to put some dampening back on it. Let's see, chunk. Dampening, we'll give it a 5 dampening. We do replace. I don't know. Does that actually work? Oh, but that's angular. Let's do 10. Because who knows how much we're giving it. Okay. I think that's what I need. If it doesn't work, use enter tree. Look! Oh, look at that. It immediately just like died instantly. So it was. I did need dampening, but the dampening probably needs to be not as much as that. What if I did like 1? And we'll go back to combine. And that's probably just going to zip off. That kind of worked. Did you see it? It kind of like did a thing. But let's do less dampening. Let's do like 0.2. Don't know why it needs to be so small. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Oh, that's the angular. I didn't change it again. That's I'm changing the wrong one. Okay, here we go. Okay. Well, they can't be that low of a number apparently. Let's make it 4. There we go. Okay, but I do want to collide with walls, because if we're close to a wall when it dies, like so, then it's gonna go through the wall. So let's fix that. Real Fars, how's it going, man? Giving me 99 cents. What a pal! What a pal, Real Fars. Thanks for that. Appreciate the monies. It always makes my day every time. Even though it's literally the smallest amount, I don't expect anything, and so I'm always like, "Oh wow, look at that." That's really great. Thanks, Real Fars. What is that noise in the background? Does it sound like screaming? Because I think that is my neighbors. I think they're playing in their pool out in their front yard. So right across the street. In fact, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing. I can't see everything for sure, but I like money, he says. What was that noise in the back? Oh, you already said that. If I would be poor, I would send something. If I would be poor, I would. If you would be poor, I would say, well, I don't want, what? Do you accept donations in refined metal? Uh, sure. I guess. Depends on which kind, I guess. I don't. No, I'll say no, I guess. That's silly. Do the walls and objects mask each other? Depending, like you saw it going behind it, and that's because of the Y layer stuff. So I put this on 4. All I have to do is, or on 14. All I have to do is add that to the wall tile set right here. I just be like 14 as well, and that's all I'd have to do, and it'd fix it. But then I got distracted by all the people in chat. You meanies! I can't believe you distracted me like that. Okay, let me test it and find out. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Let's go. Yeah, you see that? That's pretty cool. I can't hit it though because I can't. Interesting. Because I'm pretty sure my swords are. Oh no, they are body. Which layer's on? 1. But if I put it on 1, then it interacts weird. Let's try it though. Let's put it on 1 and see. I think it interacts weird with the body of the thing I'm killing. Like, watch. Yeah, see, they can't be on top of each other, so they force themselves apart, and it looks really stupid. So what I could do, maybe. Oh wait, no, I gotta leave that on there. What I could do maybe is we'll do 13 as well. Or no, what am I talking about? We could just leave it at 14. But on the player swords, not the body, but the sword. The sword. I can do here. I can add this to 14 just to see what happens. And yes, I do have 4 swords because as you upgrade, the sword changes, and that seemed like just the easiest way to do it. Okay, let's see. Boom. Oh, it didn't work. So now I should be able to hit it too. That's a little weird. It's a little disturbing. It looks really odd. I think when I hit it, I need to apply another impulse based on where I am, probably. So it'd be the same thing, right? When hit, then get another impulse. I'd have to do collision detection for that. Man, why is this so hard? Bye, everyone. See you later. Oh, you said it differently. Bye, every 2. See you. I can't think of anything witty in response to that. Goodbye. Catch you later. Can I send you my donation in 1-cent coins in the future? I need a way of spending them. For sure, go ahead. I mean, I shouldn't ever say no to donations, to be honest. If you want to send it to me in however, if you can figure out how to send it to me, by all means. As long as your donations don't come in the form of like hate mail or something. You just need to change the mask on them. Or are you breaking into a smart home that became rogue and made the robots evil? Yeah, I just changed the mask. Are you breaking into a smart home that became rogue and made the No, nothing's rogue. I don't know exactly what you're doing. The story's going to be incredibly vague, and you can kind of figure out what you want from it, but... Yep. Man, this mouse is an annoying mouse. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, I know. Use an area, and then whenever something enters it, you run the same code, but for the thing that entered the area. And I think that's probably easier than trying to do whatever it's called. And it'd be the same thing as what's on the robots themselves, but I think that'd be easier than trying to do collision shape with a rigid body, because rigid body collision shapes are just a pain in the neck. And I know because I've learned it once, and then I quickly forgot it because of how much of a pain in the neck it was. So we're just going to do that. Add a, what's it called? Area. We're going to add a little area. We're going to give the area this pretty much the same size, I think, as what we have there. So we'll add a collision shape as well. Make that collision shape a circle. Why is this so big? And then we'll bring that circle down to, let's make it just one bigger so we can see there's two. Now, when a body enters this area, body entered, we'll attach it to the code. And if this body is the same thing as a sword, which we can probably pull from right here, if death detection in area.getName, is that what it's called on the player? No, it's called sword. What the? Why is it? Oh, it's part of a group. Node is in group kill enemy. Oh, look, area is in group enemy. No, that's the wrong code. It's on the charger. If body is in group, there it is. Let's just copy that. And this means it's the sword. Body is in group kill enemy. Then run this code again. Which means it's going to fly further if the player is further away. I don't know. We'll see. No, just make the mask in the area layer of the sword. Make the mask in the area layer of the sword. But I did that. I changed the sword area to collide. I think that's what it is right now. Here, I'll comment this out just to show you. Watch. So if I hit it, it just goes and it like teleports to the edge of the collision shape. See? I wanted to hit and move more naturally. Or no, wait, you're talking about mask. Hang on. Hang on. You might be onto something. Because we got layer, we got mask. So you're saying leave the mask off on 14. Is that what you're saying? See, this is why there's smarter people than me out there. I think that's what you're talking about. Is that right? Is that what you're talking about? Let's see what happens if I do that. That might be all I need. It might still just teleport though, because we still need to, yeah, it just teleports still. So we still need to apply an impulse, I think. So let's try that. Let's do, let's uncomment this code and see what happens. Oh, but let's also turn these off completely. Oh, but it has to still have that collision. Well, let's see what happens before I turn that off. Yeah, so the area in the object is collision mask, and you set it to the collision layer. See, it's still not working. Yeah. Yeah, so there are so the area in the object, its collision mask, you set it to the collision layer of the sword, so you don't have to do the extra code. Okay, let's see. So turn that code off, and you're saying this collision shape, wait, in the area object, the collision mask you set to the collision layer of the sword. So I don't even need this here, but we'll leave it on 14. But I would just set the mask here, but not have its layer here, right? And then because the sword can affect that area, see, it's still doing that though. Am I just totally missing what you're saying? Yeah, so the area in the object, its collision mask you set to the collision layer of the sword, so you don't have to do the extra code. So you don't have to do the if statement. It makes it easier to code. Oh, okay, so I don't need this if statement, but I'll still want this, right? I'm making dubbing in H2. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if this would work, then it would work. But let's oh, hang on a second. I need to set the collision layer correctly first, anyway, because the chunk area 2D is still set to 1. I need to set that to 14. Whoops, maybe that would make a difference. mean, it hits it. Okay, I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there. Do the swords have a special collision layer? Yes, the swords are on collision layer like 3, I think. And then 14 is just so that it will collide with walls. But I'm going to turn it off of 14 because I don't want the sword collide with walls. And then we'll make the chunk. We'll put the area chunk here on 3 and turn it off of 14. So that it can get hit by the sword. But otherwise the chunk itself should still be on 14 because that way it will hit walls. But 14 doesn't need to be accessed by anything other than the sword, or other than the chunk in the wall. Did I miss something during the last minute or two? Not really. I don't think so. We're still just trying to fix this destructible little thing. Flies a lot further than I'd want it to, and in a weird direction. It's only flying away from 0, 0. Why would it do that? And please use apply force. Apply force? Then set the area's mask to that layer. Do the swords have a special collision layer? Yes. And set the area's layer collision mask to that area. Yeah. The thing is, the enemy has that same layer as well. So that's what we're trying to avoid, is it doesn't detect the enemy. Because if you check here, or is it just an area? Maybe it's fine then, if it's just an area. Yeah, it'd be fine. You're right. So we could just set this to just the mask to that, and then we don't have to have this if statement down here. Right? Right. But then why would I use apply force though? Why not? I only want to get shoved the once. My family doesn't like me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm making it as a video, so I play with a very quiet game. Then I montage in the voice. This music suddenly got way too loud. I can't turn it down anymore. That's as quiet as it goes. I could turn it down just overall. There we go. It's starting a new track, so it sounded like it went totally dead. Then particles would be cool here. Yes, for sure. We're gonna add some particles as well. So I missed the destructibles. Kidding though, but seriously, adding destructibles of interactive objects are so easy and quick in GDevelop. I almost pity you because simple stuff takes so long. Yeah, I guess every game engine's a little different. Some things a little easier than other ones. Please, it's 17 to 1 a.m. I need to sleep. Well, go to sleep, bro. I'm not keeping you awake. That's you. That's a you problem. I think particles would be cool. Yes, we're gonna add some particles as well. Once we get these little I don't know if it's worth it. Honestly, we could just do the same thing that we did with the sparks and just spawn them in. That'd probably be easier, to be honest. I could have spent less time doing that than trying to make these things. And it'd look just fine. Ugh. Destructibles are annoying. We might just do that. We could just scrap all this and go full mode here. Look, all we have to do is just extend this out. Well, actually, hang on. Yeah, this is a new sprite. So we just extend this out like that. And then just make a little animation of the pieces going back behind it, right? And like breaking apart. And then that's it. And play the animation once have it face the player, and there we go. It'd be so much easier. It'd be a little bit less interactable because you won't be able to like kick around the pieces on the floor. But I can't sleep now knowing that I left Artindi bamboozled by my horrible typing. Yeah. I hope you miss out on a lot of sleep for such horrendous typing. It worked differently. Well, we were just testing, so I don't think we should feel bad. We got pretty close. We did a little bit of bug fixing and stuff, and it might be cool. No extra work. You can select how many pieces too. You can even use a cut mask or something. You can simply select, for the game engine you use. You can simply select an object to get destroyed into pieces instead of disappearing. How convenient. But let's try this. Let's just do like 8 frames. Well, actually we need to do the frames as we go. So the first frame will be where we split it up into pieces, and we'll just go like this. Wrong one. I don't need to split that much. I need to do this in the right way. We'll do the outside pieces first. We'll just go like that. Oh, actually, let's do on this side next. Whoops. Oh man, it's hard to, I need to zoom in a little bit so I can control the mouse a little easier. We'll just go like this. I'll split the face in half. Boink, like that. We'll move this one to the side like that. Okay, and then we'll make a new frame. But actually we'll put in the original frame, we'll put the original one back in, just so we can see the progress. So we'll make one more new frame, delete this, plop this guy in right here. There'll be wait, why is it moving forward? I need to move backwards. So I go from here to, oh, hang on a second. It's that size. That's okay. It goes from here to here, and then the next frame, we'll just keep it going. Yeah. So it reminds me of Pikmin, which was a demo for how many little lemmings they could show off in the GameCube back then. Is that an electronic vacuum machine? Kind of looks like it, except with a blade of death underneath. Yes, you almost have no destructibles, and I tested like a bunch of interactable objects. Cool. Yeah. Is that an electronic oh, yeah. Sort of reminds me of Pikmin. I already read that too. Just try once and I'll shut up. I'm pretty sure it would fix the teleportation. Alright, which thing? I can't sleep now. Please just try it. Which thing though? I think I was following what you were saying. Might have to type it out one more time. It worked differently, and please use apply force. Okay, so you're just saying I put apply force. Apply force has to be applied constantly though. So if I put apply force here, I don't think it will do anything, but we'll give it a try. We'll give it a go. Why not? Doesn't hurt to try. Or does it? It doesn't move at all though, like hardly. The force isn't enough. I mean, it wasn't jumping around, so you are correct there, but it's still not applying much of it. It's spinning it. Do I need to like put some where is it? Do I need to put a little bit of a chunk here, some linear velocity in? But that would shoot it in a certain direction. Should I turn the mass down a little bit? No, I'd probably mess it all up. I tested a bunch of objects with my project. Sorry for my bad English. It's interesting what different priorities each dev has. I mean, you're ahead in so many other different parts than me. Yeah, it's true. It's yeah. Takes it by 10 time. Takes it by 10 time. Maybe a rag doll like plug-in with the Destructibles. Maybe multiply. Oh yeah, I could multiply. That's a good idea. Global position. Do I multiply it here? Multiplied by 10. Let's multiply it. Boom. That's like the obvious thing to do. Boink. Oh, that makes it spin. Look at that. Zoom. Maybe we multiply the other one. This is how I code. I just like throw stuff at the wall till something sticks. Times 10. These videos always help me feel motivated to work on my game. Watching me fail at making a rigid body move the way I want it to. Then you're motivated, huh? I mean, that's kind of cool, except for the spinning. What the heck? Why would it spin so much? That's so weird. It's just like spin. But it works. You're right. I was wrong. I was about to give up too, and then he was like, please, please, just do it. And then I did it, and look at that. It kind of works. Oh, except I think it's still moving in the wrong direction though. Let's see. If I do it from here, is it gonna? Oh, yep. It's still moving away from 0, 0. Why would it do that? And this is the math stuff that I'm like, I don't know why I would do that. I remember I just saw a video before you stream about a problem with laggy animations. The solution was just to set every extra part on a separate layer so every piece can act independently. Interesting. I don't know if it's the best solution, but that's the kind of solution I like. It's not necessarily the best one, just one that works. How to fail at indie game programming. Destructibles. Exactly. You create an open area tennis-like game. I did. Look at that. It's a sandbox tennis game where the ball only goes in one direction. Apply force at center and away from player. Yes, that's what we're trying to do. This is just showing how dumb I am at math and all that stuff. But I believe that's what we were trying to do here, which is, oh, let's look at what it is. Apply force. So we got force is vector 2 and position is vector 2, but the position should be the player. Oh, so I need to change the order. I need to move it back to where it was. So I need this one on this side, right? And then this one on this side. Let's try that. I mean, it's not flying as hard now, but if I go to this side, then it goes... Well, it's just spinning now. I need to multiply by 10 right here again. See, but that's the start position. Oh, no, that's the force, right? Yes. Right? Apply force. Force. Okay, that should be it. Test. I think. It's still going in the wrong direction though. Why? Why would you do that? Yeah, changing those around didn't make any difference apparently. But then maybe multiplying by 10 is what's making it do that. Who knows? Seeing other people struggle with code makes me feel better about myself. You're welcome. I'm here for you, bro. The force one is apply impulse. We had it as apply impulse, but apply impulse was making it do that jump. But apply force, for some reason, doesn't do that. It seemed to be the solution. It got us closer anyway, but it only flies in one direction. It was the best solution for what they achieved, in my opinion. It had the same idea right before they mentioned it without seeing the video. I don't know if I had figured it out so quickly on my own. Oh, from that video you're talking about, yeah. What's the game lore? I don't know. You're trying to save a bunch of people, and that's it. So you're here in this place where you are trying to get to the end. You fight through bad guys, and then you save people at the end. And that's the lore. Not a whole lot of lore. Look at that thing spin. Whee! That's kind of funny looking. It almost works. Oh, that one. I mean, it kind of works. I don't know. Oh, that one. There it is. Wonder where it went. Probably vanished, just flying so fast. See, but the thing is, they're not going to stick around for very long. They're just like 3 seconds anyway. But look at them fly. Yeah, it has to do with 0-0 for some reason, which always annoys me with working with angles and global locations versus local locations. And yeah, do you see it fly up there? Probably you can't even see the frame rate. It's somewhere way up here. There it is. Huh. Huh. Watch when I kill these two. Yeah, you didn't even see that one. It like clipped through the wall. It's gonna appear way up. Yeah, there it is. There's another one way up here somewhere. There, right there. I died. Interesting. To be precise, it was about a running side scroller. Every time the player commands to do sword swing, it stuttered because the legs and arms were synced in the animation. Having legs and torso on separate layers, it worked like a charm. Cool. Oh wait, force could be both, but added and then position just do global position. So instead of putting a position for the force, well, as the force has to be a, like I'll show you. Apply force requires the force has to be a vector 2, and the position has to be a vector 2. Applies the positioned force to the body. A force is time dependent and meant to be applied every physics update. Position is the offset from the body origin in global coordinates. There's the offset from the body origin in global coordinates. Yeah, so that's where I would put the player position, right? And then this one I just put in the the rigid body's global position, correct? Or am I wrong? Does anybody know? Are there smarter people in the chat than me? How to fail at actual indie game dev, not wanting to make games, but wanting to want to. At least you have that desire. Maybe one day it will lead to great things. Okay, chat, let's help Artini. What exactly is your problem and what do you need to achieve? Let's figure this out correctly. I need to figure out how to use apply force correctly. Because it's not working. I mean, I guess I could just Google it. Apply force. What's it called? A rigid body 2D. Boink. Rigid body 2T. Apply force with a position parameter. Let's click on this. Godot forum. Maybe these people know. How does the position parameter and apply force work? If I were to apply force to the bottom left corner of a rigid body, what would that look like using apply force? Never mind. I finally figured it out. Oh, great. And just never mind. And then nobody responds. Oh, he says he has the answer in the message. Never mind. I finally figured out. The position parameter in apply force is the offset from the rigid body's center, not taking rotation into account. So to answer my previous question on how to apply force to the bottom left corner of a rigid body, that would be apply force to global vector 2 -64 by 0 minus global position. This takes the bottom left corner of the rigid body, even if the rigid body is spun around. What? What? What if in the position you put in the forward vector of the player? Maybe, I don't know. the forward vector of the player, like how fast the player's moving. What if they're holding still? I know nothing about Godot. I'm terribly sorry for all the inconveniences. No, I mean, you're kind of getting us closer than we were before. If we can just figure out how to apply vector correctly, I'm sure it would work. What? Haha, that's how I always felt like with Godot as well. I know nothing about Godot. At least it wasn't just never mind, I figured it out. Closes forum. That's true. That's true. That's somewhat something. Never mind, I figured it out, and then there's just nothing. Let's go back, see if there's other results. Correct use of apply impulse and add force. No, we don't want to apply. We don't add. We don't want to apply force or apply impulse. We want to apply force. How to apply force in rigid body Godot. Applying force to rigid body is pretty simple. You can simply do this. Let's see what they're talking about. Maybe this is what we need. Given an object xi, who should have forces applied to it by objects xj, how do I properly apply those forces on xi through GDScript? And there's nothing. Applying forces to rigid body is pretty simple. You can do this via integrated forces function. Just edit physics direct body state passed to it, but you can't directly apply force to area. The main job of this node is to simply detect other bodies overlapping, entering, and exiting. If you want to... Wow, that is such a bad answer. Simply make it a child of rigid body kinematic and then move its parent. Artindi, do you have a Discord server? I do have a Discord server. There should be a link in the description. I believe. Let's see. Yeah, there's a link in the description. You can join for sure. I don't even get the problem, lol, let alone the solution. But you're here for the ride, either way. Hello, Rapscallion King. How's it going? Am I missing any other chats? Are you trying to rotate the rigid body? No, we're just trying to make it get shoved away from the player whenever he hits it with a sword. Or just when it dies. But we want it to move away from the player. Look, here's what the problem is right now. So we have this code in place that when the rigid body appears, we want it to move away from the player. But right now, it's moving away from 0, 0, which 0, 0 is down here somewhere. So it's messing up the coordinates somehow. It's taking the global position that we're giving it and applying it in like a local position. And I wonder if it's because of which child it is of. I don't know. It shouldn't matter, right? Who else would he making a game for him in the other video? Huh? Have you tried using GDevelop to game make? I have not. I've been hearing a lot about it. People seem to like it. So, it'll just always end up in the corner. I'm thinking of Unity right now, but does Godot have components? I'm not sure what a component is in Unity, but I'm sure there's similar things if it's like a really important part. Like, I think Unity has... What are they called? I can't remember what they're called, but it's basically just an object-oriented programming idea, concept thing. Is 0, 0 in the middle of the player? No, 0, 0 is down here. Here's 0, 0. So I'm pretty sure if we were to take the charger and the player and move them down to here, then every time I hit it, it's gonna go this way instead. And we'll find out. Let's see. Yep. So it's moving away from 0, 0. Which is weird because I'm not giving it any of those values. I'm not giving it a 0, 0. Oh, okay. Actually, correction. It's using a local. It's turning one of these global positions and turning it local. And so, yeah. So like whatever my position is, or its position, it's only taking it to a local account based on where it's at. So when I hit it, it's like, okay, if I'm right here and you're right here, or something some weird math like that. And I've run into stuff like this all the time, especially when I'm using like raycasts and line 2Ds. It's really Dumb. Maybe do apply force, but the force is the rotation of the player. The rotation of the player. Well, we could try it, I suppose. How do I do that? I don't have global access to the player's rotation, though. So I'd have to create a whole nother variable just to try that out. Do you have any other suggestions? That Asset Sandbox podcast video is privated now. Really? Why did he private it? Why? Does he hate me? Really? Let's see. I want to look at this now. Asset Sandbox. Oh, all his videos are done. I guess he gave up on the podcast. That's a bummer. Seemed quite promising. Seemed like he had a lot of talent for podcasting, but maybe he just couldn't get enough interviews, or I don't know. He shut it down. Maybe do apply force, but the force on rotation player. Well, Godot is rigid body. Well, Godot has a rigid body just like Godot, but I don't know if that's classified as a component. Oh, okay. But just like has a rigid body just like Unity, but you don't know if that's classified as a component. It could be. That seems inappropriate. What is the component in Unity? Like, what does it do? The Asset Sandbox podcast video is pirated now, or privated now. Can't you alter the apply force instructions instance? I could. I'm just not sure by what. And if we change this to this, there's like no extra force being applied. And if we just did position, that would obviously not work because it's supposed to be, or is it supposed to be global position? It'd have to be, wouldn't it? Because that doesn't make any sense why that would do anything. See if it's not times 10 now. So you know what would make a whole lot more sense to me is if they had this function and then they just said, give me a value by how much force, and then give me an angle in which direction, and then you could plug in the math for which angle you're standing at or something like that. But yeah. After how the apply force function works, can't you just do to global on the position variable on this one here, or on this one? Global. See, but both of these are already, I thought about that, but both of these are already global positions. I don't know why it would, I don't know where it's getting a local position from, because this is a global position and this is a global position, so I don't understand why it would do any of that. But this is epically boring. Hope you guys are enjoying this stream where we look at code. What's up? What's up? Sorry, my daughter just came in the room. What's up? You're fine. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'm bored. I'm sorry. Is that a baby crying in the background? No, not anymore. You need to assign it to the player position. How you named your character game object. You need to assign it to the player position. How you named your character game object. Huh? Player position. This is, right? So is it supposed to be just... I'm assuming rigid body would be a node in Godot then. Yes, it's a Godot node, yeah. A Unity component is like a node, I think. Ah, yeah, that would make sense. Player position. You need to assign it to the player position. How you named your character game object. say that I'm not understanding what you mean by that. Is that a baby cry in the background? I read that. I thought Godot would be easy, but I think after watching this stream, I'm never going to touch it. It's easy if you don't touch rigid bodies, and most of the games I've made don't really have rigid bodies, and all the ones that I have used, I've managed to get them to work after quite a while. They're just annoying, unless you know like math and crap. Well, that applied force seemed to act on the global position of the map, but it seems that you need to set it to the player position instead of the... Oh. So if I did like... like that. Or if I make it a child of the player, maybe. I feel like that's not going to do anything. Yeah, it's still not doing anything. The applied force seems to act on the global position of the map, but it seems that you need to set it to the player position instead of the global position. Right? In GDevelop, it'd be so easy to figure out. You see all the possibilities. What objects acts on what. What? I mean, I guess so. GDevelop, it's just a game engine, right? Open source game creator. No programming skills are required. Wow. Dang, the stream just started and missed the last minute. Or really, did it restart? Did I do something? Are we behind? No, I think it's still working. Well, I don't know. This is a little... It could be like which parent I'm assigning it to, which would be here. And I'm just getting chunk global position equals self.global position. Get parent, and the parent would be... Earlier I watched Elmo phase through walls and eat people, and then I went to play some video games. That sounds fun. It's a feature, DW, the lore will carry. Yeah, this isn't a bug, it's a feature. Rocks fall in one direction because the gravity well of eternity is found in that direction. And your mission is to destroy the well of gravity that does not belong. I don't know if it's called the player global position. I just guessed it by deduction. The player global position is the name I gave it, but that's literally just the player's global position. So yes, you are correct. Which, if this is the global position, if I put in global position, that's the global position of this guy. So I don't know why it would be moving away from 0, 0. It doesn't. It's so weird. We're getting like a whole lot done today. But if we can get this to work, it'll be so easy to apply it to everything else. Cause we just spawn it in, right? We just write the code to spawn it, and then poof, it will spawn wherever we want it. I don't know if it's called the player global position. I just guessed it by deduction. Yes. I don't know what to do. And it's so close to working too. Like I even thought we had it at one point, but that was when we had it as... We did have these reversed before, but that didn't seem to make any difference. Let's look at it again. Applies a positioned force to the body. What's the positioned force though? This one, right? It applies this force to this... No, it applies this force to this position. A force is time dependent and meant to be applied every physics update. Position is the offset from the body origin in global coordinates. What's the body origin? Is the body origin the child of which it is? Let's see. What if I made it like, what if I just did add child? I made it a child of the robot that's dying in 0.3 seconds. Whoop. It went that way still. Let's move these back over though. So now it should fly off in the other direction. Yep. Really fast too. Boy, it's gone. It's gone. Yeah, that didn't fix it. Where'd it go? There it is. Probably the origin of the object you attached the script to. Yeah, that's what this is. The global position is the origin of this object, or the global position of this. That's what I would think, right? But I don't know. Sorry, phone died. You try for I in range 13, global position equals larp global position player dot global position plus global position. What? For I in range 13, so it's gonna roll through 13 of these. Global position equals. So you're just saying forget apply force, instead use this lerp and give it the global position. I mean, we could try it. You wrote that on your phone too? That's funny. Here, we'll comment this out and then then plop this in here. For I in range, I need the 4. I forgot the 4. For I in range 13, so it's gonna run this code 13 times. Global position equals lerp global position, and then the lerp coordinate here is this one plus global position and another right there. Unexpected question mark. Oh, that's because you were asking a question. I mean, we'll try it out. That'd be funny. Magic code. Let's see. Oh, maybe I should no, I fixed that. We'll turn this off as well, just for a test, just to see. I made it disappear, vanished without a trace. What if we move closer to 0? Let's see if that makes a difference. Maybe we'll see where it goes. There it is. I don't think that was quite it. For I in range, it's going to do it 13 times. Global position equals larp global position to the player global position plus its own global. It's so confusing. I don't even know what's going on there. What if you have an empty node that's a child of the player and it's always in front of the player? Then you use that child for global position. I use Unity, so I don't know how that would work. What if you use an empty node that's a child of the player and it's always in front of the player? Then you use that child node for global position. Oh, just its position for the global position instead of just the player global position. Wait, are you trying to make the rigid body move away from the player? Yeah. If you are, try apply central impulse. Oh, is it just central impulse? Is that a thing? There's one called central impulse. Apply central impulse. Where is it? Apply central force. Applies a directional force without affecting rotation. A force is time dependent and meant to be applied every physics update. This is equivalent to using apply force at the body's center of mass. Force vector 2. Is that all we need? This guy's just chilling in the background. Oh, well, why don't you just use this? Well, actually, let's see if it works first before we decide that that's what we need. So I'm gonna copy this and we'll do apply. What's it called? Apply central force. And then we put in how much force we want to apply, right? Actually, I can click on it now. Apply central force, apply directional force. Let's see, it's just the force is a vector 2. So I can just put in the player position. Is that right? Like this. The player global position. I might have to make it negative. Well, maybe not. Let's comment this out. Let's see what this does. It does nothing. Oh, it is moving. Let's do it like times 10. If I could type. There it is. Times 10. It's just moving away from 0, 0 still, though. What the heck? Why would it do that? It's moving faster the further away we are. Weird. Why does it always just move away from 0, 0? Rigid body position minus player position. So I don't want to put in the global position, but rather the local position of the player position. I don't know if I pass that into the global stuff, global stats. I think all I have in here is the player. Where is it? Oh, I do have just the local player position. Let's try that. Player position. This is what I didn't want to do on stream, so just be doing code the whole time. So boring. Sorry, everybody. Nope, it's still just moving away from 0, 0. That's so funny. You need to get the difference of the player and object's position and apply that. That's what I thought one of those other bits were. But this only has one parameter. Apply central force, and it's just a vector 2. Applies a directional force without affecting rotation. A force is time dependent and meant to be applied every physics update. This is equivalent to using apply force at the body's center of mass. Maybe apply central impulse is what I need. Applies a directional impulse without affecting rotation. An impulse is time independent. Applying an impulse to every frame would result in a frame rate independent force. For this reason, it should only be used when simulating one-time impacts. Use the force functions otherwise. I mean, we could try that maybe. But I think we're just going to get the same result. For some reason, no matter what we do, it just moves away from 0, 0. It just moves away from the point of origin. But I could change this to apply central impulse. And I think it's just going to be the same thing, though. Oh, it went flying. Probably because I have that test set. Let's try that again. Yeah, it's still just moving away from 0, 0. And depending on how far away we are from 0, 0, the faster it goes. We're trying to say if you have object at 5, 0 and player at 6, 0, then subtracting player's position from the rigid body's position in -1 is, oh, so I need to be like player global position. Let's see. Global player global position. And I subtract the player position from the object, right? So I'd say global position minus global player position. Is that right? Is that the force? Is that the impulse we need to apply? And then I could multiply that by how much force I actually want to apply, right? Multiply everything. But let's test that out first. Oh my goodness. Magic! Turns out if you're good at math, you can actually do stuff. And that's why often I can't do stuff. See, but I understood it once you explained it to me. I'm like, oh, well, duh, that makes sense. But if I multiply it, I don't know. I always forget my order of operations. So I'm just going to add brackets to make sure I get it right. If I multiply the whole thing, or no, do I need to multiply the whole thing? I'm just embarrassing myself here at this point. If I multiply this one by 10, then maybe that will work. Maybe that will make it work. Nope, that just destroyed everything. Because I'm subtracting that much by 10, right? Can't you just use player position, x, y? Whoa, so complicated. It makes sense, but not why you would have to do it in that weird way. That would result in wonkiness. I don't know much about Godot. See, he doesn't know much about Godot, but then he also gave us a solution. If you subtract vector A from vector B, you get vector in between A and B, right? That makes sense. That makes sense. But then at which one of these do I multiply? Do I multiply both of them by 10? I'm just going to try that. Put it all in brackets. And then multiply it by... That's not multiply. Multiply by 10. We'll see what that does now. We'll just keep trying stuff till something works. There we go. Soccer. Or as everybody else might call it, football. At least if you're from South America. Football. There we go. The thing is, this thing, I don't know if it's going to stick around in the room, though. Or should we have it just stick around? Oh, look, it rotates if it hits something besides my sword. That's interesting. Interesting. You did it, Artindi. You made a thing move. After... How long has it been? After 2 hours. Soccer has to be a vulgar word. I assume you're from Europe then. Yes? What I'm trying to say is, sure, that makes sense in a weird way, but it seems unnecessarily complicated. In GDevelop, you don't have to do this complicated math. You could, but you don't have to. I guess that's a nice thing about GDevelop. Sounds almost like an insult. Hey, Noom Stuff, were you insulting me and I didn't realize it? I had the same problem, honestly. Instead of trying to find out how to normalize the angle, I just use math. It's way easier. Yeah, if you know math, if you know how to use math, maybe I should have actually like finished my math classes or paid attention instead of falling asleep. You know what I do? You know, here's my funny story of the day. Stick around. It's gonna be funny. What I would do, I'd take the math class, and I would learn stuff sometimes, but then as it got more complicated, I'd be like, oh, that's hard. But then, and I was trying, like I tried to learn the stuff, but it was hard. But I'd go and take the tests, right? I'm going to see if I can show you. How can I show you? I can show you just on a document here. I take the task, and then they'd be like, this is a super simplified version. The problems were much more complex than this, but just super simplified. They'd be like, x minus 4 equals, I don't know, 6, right? obviously the solution is 10, right? But then they'd say solve for x. Let me make this bigger so you guys can appreciate the stream better. Say solve for x, and then they'd say a. Is it A 7? Is it B I don't know, 11? Is it C 16? Or is it D 10? Right? So the answer is 10, because we can just deduce that really quickly. But instead of me actually doing the math the correct way to figure it out, because and the problems I was taking were way more complex than this, but this is just one I can poop out, because obviously I don't know how to write those questions, because I never actually knew that math, right? Everybody's like, oh, it's 10, obviously it's 10. Yeah, you think so. It is 10. But what I would do, I didn't know the answer. I didn't know how to do the math correctly and deduce what x was. So instead, I would just solve the equation by plugging in each of the options until it came to an equal amount, right? So I'd just be like, well, I'm just going to try this one out. 7 minus 4 equals 6. And then I would figure out if that was true or not. And if it wasn't, then I knew it wasn't that option. And then I'd just keep going down one at a time until I found the right one. And then put that as my answer. And that's because the test that I was taking did not have a time limit. I could sit in the testing room for as long as I wanted. And so I would, and I'd sit there and I'd solve until I'd get tired, and then I'd push it aside, take a nap on my desk, because as long as I didn't leave, I was fine. And as long as I wasn't doing anything that looked like cheating, then the person watching didn't care. So I'd take a nap, wake back up, and be like, okay, let's keep going. And I'd just solve all the problems by plugging in every answer into x. and that's how I'd find the solution and pass the test. I didn't actually learn anything. Oh man. But guess what? My wife is a math major, and so she knows all the maths all the way up to like everything. So sometimes when I'm coding and I need a solution for something with complex math, not these, because this is mostly like code stuff. Like I feel like you'd have to know what apply central impulse is trying to do for it to work. But then again, she would be able to figure it out. But other times I've needed like somewhat complex math systems in order to do some silly things. And so I'll write it out as a word problem and go give it to my wife. And then I'll come back and keep working on something else. And then a little while later, she'll come back and give it to me, give me the solution, and then I'll translate that into code. so it kind of works. Artindi, how long have you been using Godot for? I've been using Godot 3 for about 4 years, and Godot 4, this is my first like real game that I've been making with Godot 4. So I feel like I'm kind of relearning a lot of Godot because they changed quite a bit of stuff. Have fun reading the chat. Oh boy. I generally thought it was 2 and not 10 for a while. I'm so kooked. Why math though? I was just telling a story because we were having a hard time with some code, and it turns out it required math skills that apparently I don't have. So, but thankfully, who was it that came out with the tip that I needed? Although I bet everybody else was like screaming, just do it this way, it's so obvious. It was ACM Bits. Finally explained it in a way where I was like, oh, duh, okay, that makes sense now. Okay, thanks. And I could put it in. But anyway. Anywho, let's keep working on this. Let's actually put some of these in here. The question now is, what would happen if we spawned several of these? We're going to take this. And then we're going to put it in here. I just know I'm going to lose my voice so hard today. It's already like, it's like, ugh. I bet you my water's warm now. It's so hot, too. Oops, I scrolled up in chat. I can't see what you guys are saying. Your name rhymes with indie, lol. It does. It's so convenient. But hi, Remini. No, I pronounced it wrong. Remni. Did I get it right that time? Remni. How's it going, Remni? Thanks for joining the stream. Ohio. Yes, Ohio. Man lives in Springfield. So my name rhymes with Artindi. That wasn't the intent, though. I wasn't trying to be like Artindi. It just happens to be my first and middle name. Parts of my first and middle name squished together. And I came up with that as my gamer tag before I ever started doing indie game development. So it worked out conveniently to sound like I did it on purpose. Love this so much. Me? Yes, it was you. I'm going to go to 8th grade and attempt to turn math into a programming language. I mean, could work. You're too late. Someone already did that in the 20th century. Yep. Okay, what were we doing? We're going to go put that right here. And we're just going to spawn a bunch of chunks, but not quite that many. We're going to do like 4. And we're going to see what happens. It's probably going to cause like some crazy collision issues, but who knows? Find out. I mean, that was kind of cool. They're all so lined up. Do you see that? It seems the further away they are, the further they're gonna fly. Yeah, they get pushed further if. That's weird. But also okay, because they're supposed to have a limited lifetime. But what was also really weird, if you notice, they all lined up perfectly when I did that. Do you see that? That shouldn't happen. It needs to be a little bit more random than that, I think. It's too precise. Let's go to here. And we're going to do between 4 and 10. And then we're going to plug that in right here. Should probably put a D on there so it looks like Rand instead of Ran. Let's try this again. There we go. Looks a lot better. Except every once in a while they're just like, whee! Yeah, it's looking pretty good. We also need to give it a random rotation speed, I think, which we could use the same value. Let's look at this and see how we can apply just a little bit of a rotation. Documentation. Where's the rotation stuff? Apply constant force, constant torque, central impulse, apply torque, collide bodies. Is there not a rotation force? Apply a rotational force. Apply force. Impulse, torque, impulse, colliding bodies. Huh. Linear velocity. Oh, here we go. Is there rotational velocity? Freeze mode, customs, contact monitor. There's nothing. There's no way to adjust the rotation. Oh, lock rotation. Linear velocity. No, that's not it. Where is it? There's nothing here. Why? Am I late? You are late. You are 2 hours and 15 minutes late. But wait, you've been here for a while. What are you talking about? You big fat liar. I've seen you in chat already for quite a while. Oh, I guess not for that long. I don't know. Well, welcome to the stream either way, even if you're new. Woo, cool effects. Wow, math. It works. It does. Math. The thing for nerds, but somehow it works. From the big three, it is by far the most beginner-friendly. Yes, I don't know what you're talking about. How long will the stream be going on for? Until we get bored, I guess. I don't know. Probably till... I probably should end soon. I do have a hard out around 6 o'clock, so we can only go for another hour and 15 minutes at most. But even then, probably need to end sooner than that. So maybe another hour, and we'll see. The greater the distance, the greater the force. Yes. Yeah, and it makes sense. But also, these things aren't going to be sticking around that long. If they happen to be in the scene still when the player hits them, I want them to react. But they shouldn't be sticking around in the scene very long. I kind of want them to fade away or something. Dang, I missed the spelling up. This spell, what? Not really. Every coding language is different. It might be called add torque. Yeah, I'm looking in here, but I don't see anything. There's no like lock rotation, but there's no like give it a rotational force. Or apply torque. Ah ha ha. That's what it is. Applies a rotational force without affecting position. A force is time dependent and meant to be applied every physics update. I just want a torque impulse, I think. And I can just give it a float value. That'll work. Here we go. So we're going to apply impulse, and we'll just plug in the rand. Yeah, we need to multiply that by 10. Let's do a different variable randy. Let's do randef range, so it's a float. And we'll go from negative 60 to positive 60 instead of just using the same thing. We'll do that, and then we'll call this we'll call it randef. Okay, let's try that. Make the pieces look like actual pieces of Roomba. That would be cool. I'm gonna give them some variety though. This is just one, but here we'll give it a little bit of variety. I was gonna make like the actual pieces split apart, but I want to make it simple as well. We could make an animation for every single different robot, but I want to be able to just make the asset and then be able to copy paste it onto all the other Destructibles, just for simplicity's sake. So we're gonna go a couple new frames, and each of these new frames we're gonna draw a different chunk, and then we'll randomize which one is getting spawned in. There, and we got 4 chunks to work with. We'll save them. Agree. Excuse me. Now I did this with something else. I can't remember what I did it with. I think I just do on. No, do variable texture 1 equals on. Is it on ready? I can't remember. We can look at it here. Preload, that's what it is. Duh. Equals preload. And then I can take the textures I just put in there. Chunk. A metal chunk 1. Now we just copy paste this down. I could just adjust these. Wow, just let me move. Okay. Then we can do this right here. We'll do another Randy range. We're going to do it 1 through 1 through 4. And then if, oh, I need to declare variable. Variable texture. If texture equals 1. Oh, actually, maybe I shouldn't call it texture. Unless you want to keep the high distance affecting the speed, you can turn times 10 into times 10 divided by distance. I just have to figure out what the distance is. In a range of 359, 4 and 10 are nothing. Yeah, it's true. That is an exploding robot. Hello again. Remini, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Okay, let me finish putting this in here. We're going to call it rand texture. That's what I'll call it. We need equals. If rand texture equals run, then we're going to say the sprite 2D dot texture equals texture 1. We just copy paste this down. L. I'm sure there's a more efficient way to do this, but I don't care. Oh, I need to do this. There. Nailed it. I think that's all I need to do. And then each time it spawns, we'll get a different texture. Let's test it out. If you are in a room with 349 spiders and have 5 minutes and a bottomless shotgun, what is the number of spider kills? Good question. Are the corners in the room? Am I wearing Crocs? How big are the spiders? I think there's variables we're not considering here before I'd be able to answer that truthfully or fully. Here we go. That looks kind of cool. And we get different shapes. Let's do a test with more. Wait, this one. Put a lot of charges in. We're gonna make this crazy. I wonder if they'll collide with each other too. That's kind of cool. Hello, buddy. Oh, and they do collide with each other. You see that? It looks like a boot. The robots wear boots. I'm gonna need to change that shape. It's gonna annoy me. Where's the boot? That's not the boot. That's the boot. They both look like boots. We're changing both of them. No boots. No boots allowed. And this boot, we're gonna make it into a not boot. It's not a boot now. But we'll give it a crack like this. Another crack here. There. Agree. Artindi, what the gumballs are you doing? What am I looking at right now? What are you looking at right now? Oh, that one got me. Did you see that though? I fixed the collision shape with this in my off-camera mining. Boom. If you think about it, objects that are farther away from you, when you hit them with a sword, the sword will be moving at a faster momentum when it hits them, so it would move them further away. Right? But if you hit them with the very close side of the sword, there's less momentum in the strike, and so it would not move as far. So, I mean, physically, as far as the physics go, it seems to make sense. Although I did see you offering, unless you want to keep the high distance affecting your speed, you can turn it into that. I did see that that chat. Might have even read it too. But for now, I think we're going to leave it because, like I said, these shouldn't be sticking around. After these are generated, they should disappear after like not very long. So I'm going to give them a lifetime of like, yeah, I have the timer here. It didn't work apparently. It was supposed to be 33 seconds. Let's change it like 5 seconds. And do I have that right here? Yeah, it should be queuing free. Oh, I'm queuing free the timer? No, I should be queuing free the whole thing, which is weird. I wonder why it's not actually running this code. Let's see. Oh, I'm not auto starting the timer. That's why. Auto start. Let's try that now. Oh wait, let's turn this off because I know it's gonna work. Because I'm that good at coding, as you guys have watched me like struggle for. So these should disappear after just a little bit. Yep, poof. I think they need to have a less dramatic disappearance. Yes, math. Alright, make them spawn a random amount too, Artindi, like between 2 or 6 or something. Oh, that's a good idea. Let's do that real quick. That was taking place on the actual thing as it dies, though. Right here. So we could do Randy range. We'll do like between, let's do like between 3 and 6 maybe. Because it looks good with 4, so as long as we're close to that average, I think it should be good. And then we'll put in variable spawn amount equals between 3 or 6, and then we'll put spawn amount right here. Spawn amount. The thing should move in the direction the sword spin because yes. That's more math though. We had a hard enough time doing that. You weren't here, you missed it, Rem and I. We had a hard enough time adding all the math to just make it do that. Oh, that was weird. Do you see that? If it dies without the force, is that? That looks really good though. So if I die, or if I take enough hits, they just kind of like poop into pieces. That's kind of cool looking though. Maybe I'll keep it. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Yes. Let's make it, well, let's worry about that later. Let's make the chunks fade away. After the timer ends, then they'll fade, and then, so we're gonna add an animation player. And then add animation, call it fade. And we'll take the sprite, the visibility of the sprite, we'll lock that in right there. And then have it fade to invisible over the course of a second. Right there. And when this animation ends, the animation player, when the animation finished, then we have it queue free. But in the meantime, this will have the animation play. Animation, oh, which button? This one? Animation player dot play fade. There we go. I get a cookie? Why, thank you. My wife just brought me a cookie. Best wife ever. She smiled. The things should move in the direction of this. Oh, I read that. How much you should add this will be here for until you forget what you were originally doing. Do you use the action input system? If so, confusing. I do not touch that unholy system. What? Bro, it's so bad. It's not a bug, it's a funny. It's not a bug if it's funny. Yes. As long as it's funny, then we keep it. And if the game still works. And I'm not gonna be able to talk because I'll be chewing on a cookie. Yusuf, go get some package or plugin that does it for you, or just watch a tutorial. You'll be wasting time messing with that thing. I've never used a Godot plugin still. There's a lot of people that use plugins. I just haven't ever needed it. Everything that I need, well, I guess plugins just make stuff easier, but I've always just figured out how to do it the default way without ever using a plugin. He's eating, make him laugh hard, and have to choke on the cookie. Whoa. I'm playing cookie clicker, but in real life. Except every time I click, I just get one. It doesn't ever duplicate. It's very sad. Do you have dyslexia, per change? I do. Not typical dyslexia, but then again, who knows, maybe it is. I can't spell with beans, although I've been getting better, making it pretty good. And then I'll read numbers backwards a lot, which isn't good because I've been a cashier for like a lot of my different jobs. I've been a cashier, and so I'll read back change to people. I'll be like, hey, your change is, or no, I'll tell them the total. I'll be like, your total today is $92, and they're like, what? Oh, I mean $29, my bad. Yeah, it's a thing. What were we doing again? I can't remember. Oh, we're trying out the fade animation. It should work now. I think I got it on there. Because I finished it and then I went to read chat. We'll watch it fade. Watch, here it goes. It's gonna go fade. Oh, that was beautiful. Except 5 seconds is way too long. We need like just 3 seconds, I think. Because then we're adding another second with the animations. Maybe just 2 seconds and then have it fade. So we'll set this timer to, we'll compromise 2.5 seconds, and then it fades. Yeah, dyslexia is a little annoying. Well, in a society that requires you to be able to read and spell, it can be quite annoying. Otherwise, I see it more of as a superpower than anything, because with dyslexia you can visualize things differently than those without dyslexia. Does Godot have plugins? It does. I'm pretty sure. I've heard people talk about a lot of different plugins that they use, but I've never cared to even look at them. Maybe one day I will. I know some people even made some, I think. Where they're like, hey, I made this plugin to do this thing that I found annoying to do, but it makes it easier. I was like, huh, interesting. I've never had to do that thing, so I don't feel a need to get the plugin, but cool. Oh, I do that too, but that's because in the Netherlands we say it like that. Oh, you actually say it $92 instead of $29? I see. The reason I was saying 92 instead of 29 wasn't because of dyslexia. It was just because of inflation. That was the actual price. My ADHD brain cannot brain sometimes, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I have it. Take the fade time random too. Yeah, I was just thinking that. Because when you spawn 6 of them and then they all fade at the same time, right after I typed it in, I was like, I should make that random. So we'll do that. We'll do it right here. Variable rand time equals randef range, because that's a float. And we're going to do between 2 and what? 3 seconds? 2 and 3.5. Because having some of them last a little longer could be cool, because then you can whack them around. And then we'll say timer dot, what's it called? I can't remember. Wait time dot wait time equals Ran time. There we go. I wonder if this will cause lag if there's enough of these things. Well, I guess they are deleting themselves after not very long. We should see them all disappear at the same time. What the heck? It didn't work. Maybe I need to have it not auto start. I'll have to have the timer start here. Timer dot start. And then we'll turn the auto start off. One shot is on. Or reset that. Let's try. There we go. Seems to be random. Or was it? It could be that they're all getting the same random value. No, that's random. That worked. In the Netherlands, we say second number first, so 29 would be 920 for us. Interesting. That's weird, and the American way makes way more sense. I was like, so do you think that our way is weird? But then you answer that for me. Man, they should really redo that. Some with a lot of English words. Yeah. Well, so many languages have stuff that just don't make any sense at all. I love when I debug my Scratch game and the whole thing imploded because of a single custom. Whoops. That's how every code thing goes. It was random, but make the long fade higher. Yeah, I think you're right. A little bit more randomness. We could change this to like 1.5. We could change this to 4. Add a full second in there. A full extra second of randomness. Yeah, that looks really good. Looks dope. Cool. Now I'm eating my cookie. It worked, or did it? That's how I feel a lot. Is that what I said just now? It worked. Oh wait a second. Did it actually work? Like 5 seconds. I think it's almost a 5. Well, it's not quite 5-second range. Hey Vsauce, Michael here. Your code is working great. Or is it? Vsauce music plays. Bring. Full of error sounds. That's how it works here as well. Promised myself I wasn't staying up until 1 a.m. But here we are. See you around, guys. Catch you later. Thanks for staying around, bro. Thanks for joining the stream and chilling with us today. I thought it would be fun to add a whole jump thing. Yeah, I can't read stuff while I'm chewing on a cookie. I mean, come on. Respect. I wonder if I should give them occlusion layers as well. So as the pieces fly past lights, then it would light them up. Did you guys see that lag though? Got a little bit of lag there. I wonder if it was caused by these. Or is it just the screen shake and I'm mistaking it for lag? Probably just a screen shake, let's be honest. Yeah, I think it's just a screen shake. Maybe we did tune the screen shake down a little bit if it's that confusing. Oh, that's cool. That's fun. And then we can add a little plink sound anytime the impulse is applied or if it collides with a wall. Oh, but that'll be harder to detect. Don't stand on the hot stuff for too long. I thought it would be fun to add a whole jump thing. I spent 4 hours. I ended up with a buggy code. Good night. Oh, he's saying good night to somebody else. Do you still have that buggy code? Yeah, it's a mess. As the pieces fly by lights, your computer dies. See, and that's what I'm wondering, if maybe I should just not give them an occlusion layer or occlusion shape, because that could, yeah, that could hurt computers. What are those turret guys? I don't know what they are, but they look sick. That's what they are. They're turret guys. That's all they do. They just turn and shoot at you. Might need a laser pointer mounted on it, though. Could be good. Maybe even make it emit red light. It kind of, well, I guess it doesn't really do that. We get the warning that it's going to fire when it points at you. Like so. Let's kill everybody else except that guy. Oh, unless I just do that. Hang on. That's the revive ability. If you take lethal damage, then you kill everything around you and you kind of reset. So you get that first, and then it fires, right? Actually, I'll do it again. But that's just the what's it called? There's a term for it, and I can never remember the word. They usually use it a lot. Wow, see, that looks cool. They usually use it a lot when talking about bots, or not bosses. When they broadcast, is that? No, that's not broadcast. But it's basically that. When they basically show you what attack they're about to do, and then they do it. That's what we're doing here. That way you know that, oh, I better move. But yeah. Should I make myself some cookies again? Yes. Maybe make it emit red light. Wait, couldn't you just make the eyes or lights glow on those guys? Yeah, we're gonna add some more lights to everything. The attacks and the robots, and when they explode and die, which is kind of what we're working on right now. But and whenever we hit them and sparks fly. Add an initial upward force or velocity based on what you're using to move your character, and if the space button is pressed, add a smaller force for a while. Oh wait, my ADHD is still trying to suggest random over details. Lol. Well, they're not bad ideas. I talk through a cookie. Here, we're gonna make a little bit of an adjustment to the die. Here's where it dies. We're gonna make it die right away. No time here. I'll just I'll comment it out just in case we need it still. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it just instantly turns into meat. That looks a lot cooler. Boom. In fact, it looks like it fell apart like that, right? Does that look good to you guys? That looks cool. Make the explosion brightness a setting and have the ability for it to be insanely bright like a mini sun. What? I really wish the indicator could be done with more just random transparent beams, because I hate having to add those on every boss. Well, it's not always those. It's called, what's it called? Let's see, I'm going to Google it. What's it called when a... Oh, it's called telegraphing. That's what it's called. You want enemies to telegraph their attacks, especially on bosses. And telegraphing isn't always like an invisible line showing what's going to happen. Sometimes it's just the boss winding up their arm, like they pull back their arm and they hold it for a second, and then they smash down on you. But the The telegraphing is, and you see it a lot in like Elden Ring or Dark Souls. A lot of the enemies and especially the bosses have telegraphed attacks. You see them wind up and hold it, and then warning you that they're about to launch their attack, so that you can either dodge it or launch your own attack or whatever it is that you have to do right before they attack. You know. Looks good, yeah. I'll send it in a texture ing. Yes, I know indicator animations exist, and they are rather difficult for ranged ones. Yep, so it's just a little, that's what it was. It was just a little animation to telegraph that the gun was about to fire. Because obviously if the big turret gun just opened fire randomly, it's just like, while it was aiming at you, it just all of a sudden giant beam shot out. Be a little unfair. That's really cool. And then once we add it to every robot, I guess we'll add it to every robot now. Let's do the pathbot. Pathbot. Excuse me. And then we have the cannon. It's so hot right now. And then the bomb cannon. Okay, and we're just gonna copy paste this code here. Spawn chunks. We'll just copy paste it right in here next to their. Oh, that's pathbot path. My bad. I need the actual pathbot. We'll copy paste it in right under the sparks, just like we have it in each one of them. On the pathbot, though, we need to spawn much less chunks because it's such a small robot. So we'll do between 2 and 3. But then everything else, we can probably just leave it exactly as it is. Bomb cannon. And then I don't have any time delay for it to die. Then pathbot, we also need to remove that time delay. But we do need to, oh, I did put it in the bomb. I did. We just need to kit that spawn chunks function and put it right before it dies in every one of these. There we go. That was easy. Aaron Martinez, hi. I'm new to watching the stream. What is the game you're doing about? The game is about bugs. I got a bug. Hang on. Oh, duh. Hang on. Just a second. I'm gonna explain the game by showing you right as soon as we get this fixed. I just gotta put this in each one of these. Hang on. Just a second. The game is an inverted roguelike. It's a game where I lose my voice. So you start out with all the powers, like this. You got really big powers. As you go, you lose your abilities. So eventually you might be slow and weak like this. But you start out full powered, and after each run, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, they all explode now. Boom. Explosions everywhere. That's satisfying. That's really satisfying. Yeah, but maybe you're weak like this. I wonder if I should change the inertia that they go back if you have a smaller. Oh no, it works because it's closer to your body. That makes sense. Good thing we left that math alone. So if I Yeah, so if I kill them with the smaller sword, they're not going to go back as far because they're closer to my body. That's perfect. Die. Full attack now. I can change it because I have cheat codes because I'm deving it. But when you play, you won't be able to change back and forth. You'll slowly become weaker. And that's just part of the game. Wow, they all explode. This is insanely satisfying. Mission accomplished. Boy, that's perfect. It's amazing. Anyway, to finish explaining, just because you asked, Mr. Aaron Martinez, after you beat each round, you get to select two things: which person you save and with which key you save them with. Depending on which person you save, the environment will become harder, and depending on which key you use to save them, you will lose an ability. So you have to play through the game 7 times. The last time you play through to save the last person, you will only have one ability, and the environment won't be absolutely insanely difficult, but you get to select which one, I guess. Although, maybe you'll want to save people just by who they are, because one guy could be Earl, the next door neighbor, and the other one would be like your girlfriend, you know? So, I mean, why would you want to save Earl when you could save your girl? Isn't Earl an actual neighbor in like a TV show? Make the cannons have slightly more what? Oh, slightly more like debris flying out of them. Let's see. Would you like guaranteed at least 4 to 7 maybe? Because they are bigger. It is true. Let's up them up. We'll up them by 1. Oh, wrong one. I got cookie oil. I was just about to ask if getting weaker is linear, randomized, or customizable. Yeah, customizable. So it's not like inverted roguelike gets the idea across really quickly, but it's not truly an inverted roguelike. Because otherwise it'd be a little bit more random. I could maybe pick 3 random abilities that you then have to choose one of them to lose. But instead you can literally just pick any of your abilities. Great, see now I can't walk through this pathway for a long time. That is one aspect that I'm not in love with because it just slows down the gameplay when that happens. Get out of here. Oh, it looks so good. They just get thrown into pieces. We need to add a little flash though when they explode or something. Or like some smoke particle effects. That'd be cool. Some like sparks. Well, we got the sparks, I guess. But a flash of, like a light flash of light, and some smoke particle effects. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Boy, this game went from looking and just feeling so stupid to looking and feeling really cool. Oh, it hit me. But yeah, good progress. I think we're gonna probably have to call it here soon because I do have an appointment to keep. And I'm missing stuff in chat. Let me go back a little bit. Dang, I missed the part where you wanted to make Destructibles up to the part where it's working perfectly. Nuh-uh, you've been here like the whole time. What are you talking about? I had it implemented with low force variables that added when pressed. Oh, you're responding to something. I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm going to skip your chat. If that's okay. I know you're talking to somebody else, though. Am I late? Now you are. Did you leave a little bit? Or were you lurking? I don't know. Mr. Coombert. I know you've been here already. Oh, I was just asking. I already read that. I'm dying. Artindi, are you going to add a health bar? No, there will be no health bar. You have 1 hit. If you get hit once, you're dead. Except you have this shield. Watch it appear. Zoom. Okay, see the shield? The shield can take 1 hit and then it disappears, and then after a few seconds it revives again. So if you get hit when your shield is off, you die. 1 hit, that's it, right? So you can get hit once. Boop. See, I got hit. Shield's dead. Now if I get hit again while it's off, I died. But you also have a revive ability. And so, and you just saw that happen, that big blue flash. I'll restart it and show you again in case you missed it. So if you get hit, your shield turns off. Shield's off. Now if I get hit again, I died. And then you got a revive. In a big area around you, everything dies instantly. And you're back to life, even though you never really died, right? But now you only get 1 revive per run if you have the revive ability. But you still have the shield. And I feel like the shield needs to be nerfed a little bit because it's a little strong. Because now it doesn't take very long, and then it's back up. So I think it needs to be a little longer than that. So the game is a little... Because like otherwise everybody's just going to be like, I'm going to keep the shield, obviously, because that gives me the most health. Because you only get 1 hit, right? It makes it so that one of these guys, I think the shield revives before it can shoot you a second time. Let's see. Oh, it didn't work. Maybe it's broken. Yeah, it's broken somehow. Well, I'll have to fix that. But I think that... Oh, I can test it. Let's see. I'll run into the saw to turn off the... Okay. Shield's off. And it turns back on before it fires again. So it's... Yeah. So I need to nerf that. Your shield is an NVIDIA pop-up? Yes. That's... Yep. That's the shield. Imagine a game where the boss has an attack that crashes the game and swaps phases randomly. Their health is saved across the fight. Oh, like it crashes the game, and then when you reboot, the fight just keeps going. Like it turns your computer off, and as soon as you turn your computer back on, the fight's still going. Or even better, the boss crashes the game and insta-kills you with an unavoidable attack upon return. Or, what would be better? It crashes the game, and then like a command prompt pops up, and a message appears that says something like, it says like your full name, and your mother's maiden name, and your address, and then it says that we're coming for you. You have 4 seconds to run, or something like that. Or even better, it's somebody else that says, they're coming for you. Quick, duck, hide. And then as soon as you do, like a wall explodes or something. I don't know. It could be cool. I feel like somebody's done that in a movie probably, but... Or even better, the boss crash. Oh, I already did that. Is there checkpoints? There are not. So the course looks like this. I mean... Yep, you go from here to here. When you get to here, you pick an ability to lose, and then you go here again. And then these are randomly selected pre-made sections. So it's not even true roguelike because the environment isn't even totally randomly generated. But yeah. And it sends a pizza delivery to your address. Yes, that would be a cool boss fight. I'd buy that game. Every time you beat the boss, a pizza shows up at your house. It's just the boss is insanely hard, so only the best players can get pizzas delivered for free. I think the shield should recharge faster once you kill something. That could be good. That would really incentivize getting the shield though, because then he was like, well, I'm gonna be killing stuff, so. But I have been thinking I might need a way to incentivize players to try to kill robots rather than just run past them, because that is possible. You can't just run past them until you get the slow ability, or until you lose your speed ability, because once you do that, then you're so slow it's hard to run past them. It's really kind of annoying. Boss fight where the boss crashes you on hit and resets the fight unless you have a certain item which nullifies the crash. You die in 1 hit but get a recharge free hit. I can email you my Discord or something. How do you balance the gameplay items or abilities? For my game, just little tweaks to how effective they are. I think a lot of that's going to be things like attack speed, like just the variables that apply what they add or take away. So like the speed that the player moves at, if if it seems like it's too beneficial for the player to just always leave their speed alone until the very end, because then they can just run past everything, then I'll make their default with ability speed slower. And then when they lose the ability, I'll make it a little faster. So I can just make those little adjustments so that it feels like each choice is more or less valid. I could reduce the length of the attack if that seems like it's too beneficial. But right now I think I have the attack at a pretty decent spot. I could change the duration of the shield, or how long it takes before it recharges. The other thing is I don't want it to take too long to recharge, because players could just leave the shield ability and then they'll run through a room like this. They'll kill everything in the room. And then if they realize, oh, I broke my shield. If it takes a long time to recharge, they'll just stand here where there's no danger till it comes back on and then proceed, which breaks the momentum of the game. So I'll have to think about exactly how I want. Which might be why it'd be good for the shield to only recharge if you kill enemies. But I also don't want there to be very much UI. So yeah, I don't know. How do I communicate that that's how the shield works to the player without the... I mean, maybe I can communicate it in a tooltip or something, but I don't know. Yeah, little tweaks have big impact. Exactly how to figure out what the abilities are balanced. Exactly how to figure out that the abilities are balanced to each other. I think that would be through playtesting. I watch to see what people are selecting to lose first. And if I notice the meta starts to appear where everybody is selecting the same ability to lose, then obviously that ability just isn't that beneficial. And so I would need to buff it. And if there's a certain ability that people are always saving for last, then it's maybe too strong, and so I need to nerf it. So I'd be mostly just watching people play and their that stuff. Yeah. I made a scratch game once, but it ran at 8 FPS. Truly, I had a fail at game optimization moment. I've had that happen. I don't know how hard. Add some blue particles when you kill something that go in towards the player. Oh, that could work. And maybe a little sound effect, like a boop, boop. That increases with time. My voice is disintegrating, so I can't really show you with my sound effect voice. Oh, look, I made it all the way through. So I could be like, I don't mind having more floor hazards, and we'll make it so I don't have a full attack because I'm okay with just attacking in front of me, right? And now each room is going to have, those wouldn't have been here before, but now they are. Each room is going to have more hazards on the floor for me to worry about. And I can only attack in front of me, but I still have quite a bit of range. Yeah. So I think a lot of it's just going to be intuition by what I choose are the best things, and then obviously some play testing will help me decide how to balance it a little bit. Though I don't need it perfectly balanced, I just need it balanced well enough that players feel like their choices make a difference and there isn't one particular meta to win the game, you know? Yeah, look at all these saws. There's so many. Back. So satisfying. When you get the hit shield decreases, that would visually be intuitive. Did I miss somebody here? Oh, I just got him. Okay, let me read that. Could you balance the shield checking if there's enemies in the current chunk If not, the cooldown doesn't go down. And if it is the cooldown reduces. Okay, there is going to be some UI, and the UI is going to look the same as the end room, like this, because I want the player to be able to see their abilities at the bottom of the screen. So it won't be this prominent. It'll probably just be a little smaller, just on the bottom of the screen, showing each of the abilities. And if you hover over them, then a little tooltip will pop up describing what it is. And what I could do is when the shield goes out, then the key that represents the shield will go like fade a little darker, right? And then as you kill enemies, something will like tink 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 until it's back up, right? And then that will help you realize that killing enemies regenerates the shield, which could be a good idea. That would help balance it, because right now it is probably the most OP thing, is the shield. And the environment thing is probably the stronger bots, because then you just have to hit them more, especially if you don't have a crit. A crit gives you a chance to insta kill them with one hit, and there's a 25% chance that any hit will kill them. So as long as you have a crit, then the stronger bots doesn't really matter. But if you don't have crit, then stronger bots is like terrible. So maybe it's fine to have stronger bots. And more bots just means there's more of them, of course, to kill and get past. So I don't know. I'm thinking to encourage playing the game more than just trying to beat it. I'm also thinking adding a score system that you can see when you win, or just how far you get, right? So the score will be based on how many people you save, as well as how quickly you do it, as well as how many robots you kill. And then all those things will be multiplied or times or did whatever together, added together maybe to produce a final score, which you can then see and show off to your friends or whatever, which could be cool. I think that'd be beneficial. Oh, so it's like Contra or Alien Rebels, where the different weapons have different strengths. Yes. Probably, I guess. Depending on how easy it is, you could still stream chat playtest. I don't know how that would work, though. Like stream other people playing the game. That could work. I cannot type right now, man. This keyboard is clunky. Sorry. Oh, so it's like Contra. I'd read that. No, if I give a cent to every viewer, it'd be at least over 1 cent, which isn't too much. Oh, you're responding to somebody. Make the UI 50% transparent when you move your mouse near it. Oh, so that you can see through, so it's not covering up the bottom of the screen. Yeah, I want it to not take up a lot of space. I feel like it's going to be not this big. It's going to be much smaller, where you can just kind of see it on the bottom of the screen. But that could be a good idea, where it could be semi-transparent, so that when you move towards it, or even it's just always semi-transparent, so it doesn't distract from what's on the screen. Yeah, you're right. Paying 12 cents would be too much. Remini, thanks for the tip. I'll think about it. Oh, you're not even talking to me. You're talking to somebody else, right? I don't know. Hi, kid boy. How's it going? Where are you planning on releasing this game? Just itch.io. I don't think I'm going to put it on Steam unless it's doing really well on itch, in which case people might want the access on Steam, because a lot of people use Steam. So, but I'm just mostly going to be putting it on itch.io, and it's going to be a inexpensive free demo, which you can pay for $2.99 or something like that. So the whole game will be a free demo that you can pay for $2.99. Just kidding. It's not going to be free. You're going to have to pay for it. That's the joke. It's a free demo that you pay for. Are you planning... I just read that. It might encourage him to make videos. It could. Intended for Artindi, but it's good in general, so you're welcome. Yeah, that's my belief. UI should be non-intrusive as possible. In fact, even Skyrim is genius at this. There's like no UI for Skyrim until something happens. Then it pops up into view, like it's invisible. And then when you take a hit, then your health bar appears and shows where you're at, right? But if it can help it, it just doesn't show you anything, which I think is ideal. The more you can show in-game rather than pop flat up on a screen, the better, in my opinion. So another great example of this actually is, what's the game? Sea of Thieves. If you ever played Sea of Thieves, holy cow, there's so much stuff that they chose not to put up in the screen, and instead you only see it in-game. Let's see if we can show some of it just in screenshots or something. Sea of Thieves sailing. Yeah, so you have this wheel, right? And then one of the handles is a different color to show when it's centered, when you're moving straight forward. Otherwise, you don't have any indicator. A lot of other games might have like this, like a circle on the side to show you where your wheel's pointing, or something stupid like that. And the sail angle is controlled by these, but you don't see the sail angle anywhere on your screen. Instead, you actually have to look at the sail. And same with the anchor. When you drop the anchor, you don't see any indication of like any of that stuff. And just everything else. Or even the guns. There's a sniper rifle in the game. Let's see if we can bring it up. Sniper rifle. The Sea of Thieves sniper rifle scope. It's not going to show it. Unless I like played the game, but I don't want to download any updates that they've had, which I'm sure they've had. When you look through the scope in Sea of Thieves, it's a glass magnification, but instead of having your typical crosshairs, the lens is cracked, and it cracks in a cross across your thing, and so they've even made that into a part of the game. It's really impressive actually how much UI they don't have. And otherwise, all the other guns in the game, you just don't get a crosshair. It's only the sniper rifle that has any hint of a crosshair at all. Yeah, I remember doing that for trees with the player character behind it in RPG Maker XP back then, but I don't think that use case. Yeah, I don't have a UI at the moment too. Haha. Yeah, MGS3 did this very well. I was annoyed about all the icons in MGS4. I welcome it in Zelda Twilight Princess for comparison. Idea that I've had, boss rush, where you can take boss parts as weapons, but you need energy, and the more stuff is still attached to the boss, the more energy you get. Interesting. So it's kind of a risk reward almost, or like depending on, yeah, interesting. You'd really have to balance out what you decide to take and what not to. So if you get too many weapons, you won't get enough energy from the boss. That is a good idea. What are we doing right now? Oh, we're just chilling and chatting. Welcome back. I guess you had to leave or something, but actually we're gonna pull it to a close because I do have to go do some stuff. So thanks for hanging out. We've added all this Destructibles to the bots. There's just a few more things that we need to add. Yeah, that's so satisfying. Do you see that? Looks so good. Just a few more things that we need to add to the bots to make their death satisfying, such as a flash of light, maybe some smoke particle effects could be good. A little bit of more just details to them in their normal animations. A little bit more light, like this light on top. It doesn't do anything, but it'd be cool to add a little bit of a light to it or something. And yeah, and then after that, I don't know. I'm so slow. Did I turn? Oh yeah, I turned off my slow ability, or my speed ability. I mean. And after that, I think the enemies are going to be mostly done. They might just need some tweaking for balance, but it's just minor variables that will be moving around. But yeah, got a lot done today by working on that. I'm glad we didn't give up. I was about to give up, and then who was it? I think it was Noan Matube encouraged me to keep trying anyway. I think it was you, or was it somebody else? I can't remember. And ACM Bits helped finally figure out the final math bit that we're struggling with. I'm dying. How's it look? Just a thumbs up. You don't want to say anything.
It looks good.
See them just get destroyed and the pieces go flying everywhere.
Some of their pieces are too big for their britches.
For their britches. Pieces are too big for their britches.
Well, the little guys explode into giant pieces. Look.
Layers. They got layers.
Sure. They're taller than we think.
They're a lot taller than they look. They're perfectly fine. What am I saying? Let's see. Yeah. What am I saying? First of all, the first comment was a reply to, oh, I died. To another comment, but the two other comments were about UI free gameplay, which is I prefer as well. It's just getting confusing. Enjoy game deving explodes. Catch you later, Remini. They're perfectly fine. What am I saying? What I'm saying is you can display which button to press when it's the right time and make it optional to turn it off so that programmers don't get annoyed. There. Exactly. Anyway, we're going to end it because my voice is dying and I'm coughing and we got enough done. So, yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I don't know when we're going to do another stream. I might be taking a day off of streaming so I can work on the next episode of How to Fail. Got that in progress. Although it's not the episode that you thought it was going to be. I am actually doing How to Fail at Failure. So sorry for all those who are hoping for How to Fail at tutorials. But that will be coming next time after this one. So a little bit of a sneak peek, I guess. It's not really a sneak peek, just what's coming up, I guess. Every time I make big setup. Every time is a big setup. Hopefully it will continue like this. Yeah, every stream we make so much progress. It's insane. So yeah, tomorrow I don't think we're doing a stream. You can still watch for it. It might happen, but I'm pretty sure we're not. Maybe the day after that we'll continue streaming. But tomorrow I do need to make progress on the video so I can hopefully get it out by this weekend. So yeah. Goodbye. I'm gonna end it now. I can't. Hang on. Here, I'll die. Kill me. Here we go. Oh, it didn't work. There. Got to work. All right. Catch you all later, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Ben Scott lurking, as always. That's so funny. All right. Alt F4. I know how to actually close it. I was just joking. I'll catch you all later. Bye. Guys, bye. Bye, guys. Bye.